Welcome everybody to episode 94 of the ADV podcast. We've got an incredibly serious one for you today, but of course it's not going to all be serious. We've got a hilarious rap for you. We've got some other stuff coming up. But today's topic is about this phenomenon. It's not a once-off case, by the way, but this phenomenon of people being chained up in rural China in sort of squalid situations. So we'll be talking about that a little later.
No Alice in Chains jokes.
Yes.
Django Unchained.
Yeah, none of that stuff, please.
Yeah. I do want to tell everyone, for people that are here for Olympic updates, there will be a whole segment at Worldview, on the Worldview segment. So stay tuned for the whole show. It's a very lengthy segment. A lot of stuff to talk about there, so don't worry.
Yeah.
But first, we're going to get into what's new.
Absolutely. So let's jump into what's new, where we talk about what's new in China. There's a whole bunch of stuff. We thought we'd start out with some kind of funny stuff, right? So there's this thing that China likes to do, and it's this whole propaganda for the camera type thing. All right, you see this a lot. They'll show, oh, look, we're helping the people out, and they'll make a whole big hoo-ha, and they'll show, I don't know, the PLA sweeping the streets or handing out food packages or something, right? But it's always just a bunch of garbage. It's a farce. It's like that time that boss of mine, remember that whole thing where he made us line up for the camera that we're all going to donate for the Sichuan earthquake victims? Gave us all money to stand in a row as if we're going to put it in a box. They take the photo, and then he came and took all the money back and put it in his pocket. It's that kind of thing. So we've got a little clip here, which I'd like everyone to see. They obviously didn't realize they were being filmed from above, but let's play it. Okay, wait. So let's go back to that clip very quickly. I don't think we showed the whole thing. Okay. What you've got here is, I don't know, how many people would you say are standing there? Like
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, maybe 28.
Yeah, about 28 people. They're standing in these like human chains, passing food packages. This food parcels. This is for the whole Xi'an lockdown. Remember, there was that whole thing. We're going to be giving out food to the people.
Yeah.
Yet, if you look clearly, all they could have done is, first of all, where they're standing right now is a road, by the way. But never mind that. Oh, it looks like a kind of a flat surface. But look, all they could have done to avoid this entire mess is simply reverse that little truck back a couple of meters.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
this shows you exactly why they took this video. They do that. They're learning though, because like before it would be like a whole camera crew. Now they're like, let's look like somebody's just happens to be filming this randomly.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, like, what do you need to have 28 people to pass?
You don't
food
need
parcel?
28 people to move that down there, but they've got, like, if you look in the beginning, the guy right at the front there is filming right over there.
Yeah.
Right at the front. But it's because they can show this, and you've seen the clips going around where they show these people handing the food out, this massive effort. Oh, we're really here to help the people, but it's always just a staged, ridiculous little thing like this. So
I do want to touch on something real quick. If you go to a supermarket in China, you'll see, I mean, I guess in the US you would see maybe 4 people when you're walking around the aisles. Maybe you might have to run up and be like, oh, where's this? You have to make an effort to go find someone. In China, there will be, I mean, I've seen up to 7, 8 people in one aisle, people working there. And that's this whole idea that if you employ very, very low wages, we're talking under well under $1 an hour. If you employ people at very low wages, but you all give them a job, then your unemployment figures are nothing, right?
Sure.
So it'd be like, oh, look at the unemployment rate in Western Europe compared to China. China employs everybody. Wow. But it's just these useless filler positions. It just reminded me of that.
yeah, it's kind of like that. What's up with this picture in the background here?
I just love this photo. I posted this on Instagram. It's a propaganda billboard that is running a TV program.
Yeah.
You'll see this in China quite often, a billboard running CCTV or state media. I love this one because it's, again, the out of touch idea that everywhere needs to be touched by the propaganda brush.
Right.
And so they put how much money into building this massive structure, and there's one man sitting on a cinder block watching it.
Well, I mean, there's not even any infrastructure around that block. Like, there's no pavement, no road, or anything.
They could have built a road.
Well,
they could have used that money.
Remember, I've talked about this before, but remember that time we were riding through Guizhou? Was it Guizhou? And we were going up. There's that like disgusting mud road.
Yeah.
And there were like farmers, like really with those sticks over their back, carrying heavy loads, and they're all like in their 70s and 80s and stuff, and it's real like
stick huts.
It's like a real awful kind of a situation. You can see there's so much poverty and there's so much struggle and so much strife, but at the top of the hill is a massive billboard of Xi Jinping clapping.
And it said like the development has arrived or something.
And he's like, and it's just like, how insulting must that be for?
Because it looks like a Gollum situation, like people literally struggling just to make ends meet.
Sure.
These huts that are burning, wood that they have to go chop down just to stay warm because there's no electricity in some of these huts. We stayed in one. Mm-hmm. It's dire.
I mean, it's just they have the budget to erect a massive billboard.
That's the priority. That's what I'm trying to say.
They couldn't, spend that money on roads or infrastructure.
That's exactly the same with this, right?
Anyway, cool.
This guy's being entertained.
That's what that's all about. Yeah. It looks like very entertaining. Quickly, we have our subreddit, which is reddit.com/r/advchina. Somebody put this fantastic Chinese ox.
Well, he's
together.
He's a great artist that's done a lot of renditions for us. I wanted to put his link in the description, so it says Chinese ox artist or whatever.
Yeah.
Click that. It says, I don't always drink baijiu, but when I do, I sip it from the skulls of my enemies. Great
Chinese
rendition of Chinese ox.
Oh yeah, so we got a couple of things to talk about now. We all remember the "Welcome to Beijing. It's time to give it a go." Do you remember that song?
I do.
And it had all those white monkeys in it. It had like John T.
Great.
That John T. Mm-hmm. Okay, had him in it and stuff. Well, they released another version.
Yeah, the newest version got rid of all the white monkeys.
It's the same song. It's the exact same song, but they got rid of all of the white people, except there is John T. in the background as like B-roll, but he didn't sing.
Yeah, do you think we had any influence on that?
Maybe.
I don't know, but they got rid of everyone and they whittled it down to this Miranda girl, which is in this Xinhua thing, and then one of her cohorts.
Let's just play a little bit of it for you here, so you can see what we're talking about.
Across the sea, winter games are in Beijing. Gather round with all your friends, join us in the snow.
Actually, a quick fact. I wanted to give you a quick fact about that. Put it back on him.
Okay, I'll get back on there.
I learned something about Jonty, actually.
What did you learn?
Number one, he's great.
He's
Great.
Number two,
he's the fastest man in the world. Don't forget that.
He stole it from me. I learned that actually he is, in fact, the fastest man in the world.
Nobody can touch me.
No, and it's incredible. It turns out it wasn't just a dream. He is the fastest man in the world. You can tell as well.
Exactly. Anyway, we just thought it was quite hilarious that although you can see Jonty in the small clip, that entire song has been redone, but only has 2 Chinese women singing it, and all the foreigners have been removed.
Yeah.
So weird. Anyway, now we have to get back to an old favorite.
Winter games are
in really Beijing.
Gather round with all your friends, join us in
this
the
next part is just good.
You're just really excited about this, eh?
Now we all know Cardi C. We remember the Cotton song, Cotton. Did you put that in here?
I did.
Okay, so for those of you who don't...
Now I can yell at you. I told you to go through the media pack.
We're Russian. Okay, we're Russian.
We're not Russian,
no,
actually.
We're not Russian.
I'm American.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, there's this ridiculous propaganda rap, and there's a couple of them. Remember, she did that whole song about, like, smog is cast away, no pollution.
Yeah, so, what she's really famous for is her cotton rap. So I put it in here.
Yeah, let's take a look quickly. We'll refresh your memories when it comes up.
I see dry land to sunshine made of cotton. This work-class school, people all in old bottom. You see jobs create, and they're fat and money made. Here is why, now I know how people just like to hate.
So, can I say something here?
Sure.
You can put it back on Cardi.
I'll get it back to Cotton. All right, let's get it back to Cotton.
Just get it on Cardi's, maybe her album cover.
Oh, yeah, all right, there we go.
So Cardi C is in fact a state employee for CGTN. So she's, accused by the propaganda department of the Chinese government And what she does is she's a pretty good English speaker. She
Yep.
goes around and she's kind of a handler for some of the
She's a
foreigners.
handler and a reporter.
And a reporter, right? So
Yeah.
they use her for genocide denial, all this kind of stuff. And we made her famous when she came out with the cotton rep saying that there's no forced labor in Xinjiang.
Yeah.
With that horrible rap, and she actually removed the video. I don't know if it was embarrassment or whatever, if her handler said, hey, they're making fun of you, take it down. They put it back up.
Yes.
It now has tons of views. And I've been following her. Like, she's kind of chilled out on the whole propaganda thing. She still does it for her job, but her normal YouTube channel was just full of like
Cover
song
songs.
covers,
So
right?
bad.
Well, yeah.
So
I'll
bad.
leave that up to you guys. Maybe
No,
you
no,
find
really,
it.
like so bad. Like that's the thing. She would release covers of popular songs that you
Yeah.
hear in the West or
Western
whatever,
songs, yeah.
and she's tone deaf. It's all,
She can't
like,
sing.
I'm
She
sorry to
can't
say,
sing.
like there's a lot of simps saying like, "Oh, you're so beautiful
She
and you
can't sing.
sound so good," but I think
can't
that
sing.
a rat with a throat infection has a better chance of getting those notes. I'm just saying, like, because she's bad. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm being a bit too harsh, but she's terrible when it comes to singing. It doesn't mean that she's not a talented or a
Sure.
decent person, but when it comes to singing, she shouldn't be a singer. Is what
No.
I'm trying to say.
And here's an issue I have
Yeah.
with this.
Mhm.
She's come out with a propaganda song for the Beijing Olympics, which
Right.
we're going to include. We actually found one that's even better.
Oh, yes.
But we'll save it for the next time. I put a little glimmer.
Yes.
So you guys get a glimmer. And I'll tell you why I'm bringing her back up. Remember I said I'd lay off?
Mm.
The reason I'm not laying off, we said that about the Guli sisters, by the way, and then
Yeah.
China just deleted them. But anyway, I was going to lay off because she was just doing these crappy vocal covers.
Sure.
But then I found out that she is getting way too many opportunities that are being passed. Like, they're passing up actual talented people
Yes.
to use her instead. And I think that's bullshit. So she puts out this propaganda song for the Beijing Winter Olympics. And guys, if you thought Cotton
Yes.
was a bop, you have to just plant yourself down right now.
Get ready.
Grip tight, because this one's it's way more cringe than Cotton. You're gonna die. You're gonna die of cringe. So
Yeah.
brace yourself.
All right. So
Should we do it all the way through?
we're gonna just go all the way through.
What do you think?
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it
Okay.
goes. All right, let's do it, guys.
Like, no, I know how people just like to hate.
So it'll come in here. We had to blank out the beginning because it's actually just a rip-off of Frozen.
Do you wanna
Yeah.
build a snowman?
She's got a friend now.
Yeah, you see that they start out with, like you say, just a rip-off of the Frozen theme song.
And you think that, okay, it's just a cover of that. But
It's
then
not. That's just the intro.
it's gonna blow your mind.
Oh yeah, hang on. Here we go.
I don't think you guys are actually ready for this.
No, I don't think so either.
Do you wanna build a snowman? Does it have to be a snowman? I wanna ski in snowland. With my body's ready bobsleigh. There's just no time to waste. Come here to your wet play. TikTok is just about the time. Snow current in the mountains and a lesson in your life. First thing first, try for skiing as a starter. Then we do cross country as we play harder. They do freestyle in their ski. I do a freestyle in my song. Now
Oh yeah, I know. Whew.
Yeah,
you have to
it's a
take
bit
a
by-
you have to take
yeah,
a
yeah,
second.
bit by
we'll
bit.
We'll do it.
Yeah,
we'll do the whole thing.
We will, but like, you could do freestyle in your ski. I do freestyle in my song.
Yeah, go back to that. I love that.
I just, you know what I really, really like is the
What?
whole green screen 90s
It's
effect.
amazing.
Because what they're doing is like the camera's moving around, but the background's stable, so it looks like they're floating around, like, you know, those bad like
It's-
90s video toaster stuff.
I know people use this filter on like Snapchat and TikTok, but it's always done tongue in cheek.
Yes.
It's like, oh, here I am, and they're like making fun of themselves.
yeah.
This was used as an effect.
Yes.
For the Chinese state.
Yeah. I mean, look, this, by the
Everyone
way,
is going wild.
this,
by the way,
this is real. It's got English and Chinese subtitles on it. It's official.
oh, it gets better. It's more than just English and
Yeah.
Chinese.
Yeah.
They bring in another language.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to it. You got to see the rest.
Yeah.
so play harder. They do freestyle in their ski. I do a freestyle in my song. Now I know I don't need to play that winter game so long. Why don't you come during the Olympics in February? Why don't they have drinking bottle maps necessary? Nothing
Go
to
back.
stop
Go
us.
back. Go back.
Okay.
First of all, why don't you come to the Olympic? Go back to that little part.
Yeah.
Why don't you go to the Olympic Games this February?
Because you can't.
Because you
Play
can't
that
go.
winter game so long. Why don't you come during the Olympics?
You can't actually go. They didn't allow people to buy tickets to go there.
If you right now, or let's say a week or even a month ago, you're like, I want to go to the Olympics.
Yes.
All right.
Honey, we're going to the Olympics.
Let's book our tickets with the travel agent. They're like, no. F off.
You can't even go to China.
No, you're just not going to be able to do it. It's
China
not possible.
closed themselves.
Yeah.
It's done.
So I think we answered a question. Anyway, let's play more.
This is February. Why don't we have fun drinking bottom ups necessary?
Why don't we have fun drinking bottoms ups is necessary? It's using phrases wrong.
Yes. Well, you all know in Chinese culture when you get together and
Ganbei, for sure.
You drink. Drinking, doing drinking competitions kind of just part of a night out.
It
anyway,
is.
It's
which you're not going to be able to do because you can't go to China.
No, you can't go.
Can't stop as we know they combine. Both short tracks, speed skating and fast and I'm fine. Do you wanna build a snowman? Let's go and play, have fun with snowman.
wait.
Okay, yes.
Wait, what? Wait,
have
what?
fun with no man.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Because
You
nobody
can go.
You have to be isolated. You can't mingle. So
Yeah.
You want to build a snowman? Go have fun with no man.
That's great. Actually, they'll put you in one of those COVID capsules.
Yes.
You put your head out like a horse.
Yeah.
You're gonna have fun with no man at that point.
Yeah. All right.
I love
okay.
that chorus.
Let's stop breaking this up.
Sorry, it's too good.
We got
It's too
played
good.
out. Yeah, let's do it.
Why don't you come during the Olympics in February? Why don't we have fun drinking bottom ups necessary? Nothing can stop as we know they combine. Both short tracks, speed skating and fast and I'm fine. Do you wanna build a snowman? Let's go and play, have fun with snowman. Do you wanna build a snowman? Doesn't have to be a snowman. We can just ski in snowland. Do you wanna build a snowman? Let's go and play, have fun with snowman. Do you wanna build a snowman? Doesn't have to be a snowman. We can just have fun in snowland. Hey.
Pause it. I just want everyone to get ready. For all of you, I know we have a lot of Spanish-speaking audience.
Yeah.
I know you guys can also speak English, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But this will be special for you. It'll be close to your heart.
Yeah.
You guys need to prepare.
This pose they strike.
I know,
though. Isn't that just amazing?
And the float. The floating around the green screen.
What's going on there, girls? Figure your shit out.
Dude, it's amazing though.
Yeah. What is she wearing? It's like a leopard print thing.
It looks like a tail of a wolf.
Anyway, yeah, let's get into it.
Escucha, amigo, amiga, arriba. Deja a un lado tus problemas. Por este momento vamos a ese Juegos Olímpicos. Termino el mundo patinaje. Luego vamos al masaje. Y ahora tenemos tiempo. Aquí, esquí al vino. Ven a celebrarlo ese febrero.
Do you wanna build a
That
snowman?
was
Let's
so.
go and play, have
Hold
fun
on.
with
I want to check the chat. Spanish speakers, how was that? Because I speak a little Spanish.
I don't.
But I can read the Chinese subtitles. I'll tell you, in English that wouldn't have worked. So how did that work in Spanish? Because it seemed kind of sparse to me.
Seemed a little bad. Anyway, let's get.
Yeah, everyone's laughing.
Yeah.
snowman. Do you
So
wanna
I'm
build a
sorry,
snowman?
Spanish-speaking audience, you had to listen to that.
Doesn't have to be a snowman. We can just ski in snowland. Do you wanna build a snowman? Let's go and play, have fun with snowman. Do you wanna build a snowman? Doesn't have to be a snowman. We can just have fun in snowland.
Sí.
What the fuck?
It's.
What does that mean? Who's that? Hold on, go back. I gotta look that up.
I think she said. Is that Yuzuru Hanyu? That's probably like a Korean dude or Japanese? Probably a Japanese dude. Well, obviously Yuzuru.
Oh, he's a Japanese figure skater.
Okay. All right.
Holy shit, he's 117 pounds.
Okay. Well.
I mean, that's skinny.
You know what this reminds me of, and I hate to say this. It's like like I don't know, 12-year-old girls putting on a fashion show for their parents.
You stole the
You know
words.
what I mean?
But you know what? My favorite part is. Can you go back right to the beginning?
Okay. I'll
Don't
go
play
back.
the Frozen part, but like just right at the beginning.
Right.
It reminds me.
Okay, right here.
Yeah, so they're like the way that they're kind of being like, "Oh, we're so nice, and then it comes in and it's like, "Oh yeah."
Hey.
What the fuck is that? Right? Like, we are so fucking cool.
Yeah,
And
we're
it reminds me of something I would have done when, I was 12 years old. I got the VHS recorder out, right?
Yeah.
And we start singing, like, Mary Had a Little Lamb, right? Or something like that. And they're like, you guys thought we were going to sing such a lame kid's song?
Yeah.
Actually, fuck you. You know what I mean? That's what this is.
It's got those vibes.
It's
yeah.
that vibe.
Anyway, so now, like, here's the thing. like we've tried to say in the past, she seems fairly harmless. You know, she sings cover songs.
Yeah.
But actually, she's not harmless. She's very, very high up in the Chinese government.
Oh yeah, that's what we've
Okay.
and it's scary what I found.
Do you know how high up she is in the Chinese government? She was selected to sing in the most important, most prestigious event of the year in China, which is the New Year Gala. Now, I don't know if anybody really understands how important the New Year Gala is, but everybody in China is almost forced to watch it. There's no one that doesn't watch it in China. So you can imagine over 1 billion people tune into the New Year Gala every year. And they watch, it's like a variety show. It's usually just a bunch of propaganda these days anyway. It's like, look how great we are in China. Look what we've done. And then they have performances, right? She was in that, chosen as the best rapper for China. Okay, we got a little clip. And we're going to show that entire gala rap next week. We're not going to show it this time. But we've put it in here. Okay, so yeah, let's finish this up. Here.
Snowman doesn't have to be a snowman. We can just have fun in snowland.
这是韩语。
See?
I have the courage of the tiger, the strength of the tiger.
Yeah.
You guys, we decided that we'll save this one for the next one because we were very worried that you guys would get Cardi C'd out.
Yeah, we can't overdo it, but like this whole...
It's incredible.
I'm the strength of the tiger, blah, 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 because it's the year of the tiger,
Yeah,
right?
it's incredible.
I have the courage of the tiger, the strength of the tiger.
Yeah. This...
She
was-
she was awarded one of the most prestigious positions for a singer in China.
Yeah, to sing in the New Year's Gala.
And that's what pisses me off.
So what we speculate is that she must be the daughter of some very,
Very
very
high up.
influential people in China, because nobody would have chosen her due to her talent.
No.
Okay?
Absolutely not.
There are many very talented rappers and singers in China.
Oh yeah,
And
thousands.
she is not one of them.
No.
Yet she's chosen to sing in the most important show of the entire year in China.
Yeah.
So
It
she's...
shows you the nepotism and corruption in China.
It is. It is.
We'll dive deep into it next
Yeah,
episode.
don't worry. It's even worse than this snowman thing. In
Oh, yeah.
many ways, so
Yeah.
it'll be fun. We'll save that for next week. Anyway, we just had to...
Bernie Mac says, I heard the CIA plays Cardi C music as a torture method.
Yeah, I would
Probably.
expect so. Yeah, ridiculous. What else do we have in What's New? That's it for What's New, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, good. Let's do a Super Chat or two, and we'll move
Sure.
into our main...
I'll do the ones that started before the show.
Yeah.
Jay Xie says, did anyone else see the People's Republic of China ambassador to the UN, Zhang Juan, make his goofy statements? How dare China weigh in on the affairs of Arctic and Slavic nations? I did see the statements. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Charles won't... Oh, by the way, if you're seeing any sort of like Russia, China, friends forever propaganda, I saw some people on the subreddit being like, oh no, look, it's happening. I've called this. You're going to see a lot of this for a while, especially a unified approach against the West. But it's mostly going to be for domestic propaganda.
Sure.
To say, hey, we aren't enemies. Like a lot of countries hate Russia and China.
Yeah, exactly.
So they want this kind of unified image, like we're united at least, so don't worry about those pesky Western nations.
Yeah.
Charles Womack says, I'd give the $8.88 I give per super chat is partly because of inflation, but also for good luck. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And we'll do one more here. JUTS says, timestamps are now available in the comment sections for all ADV podcast episodes that haven't been implemented. Haven't already implemented. Thank you very much.
We'll go back and retroactively put it in the descriptions.
Light Seeker says, why don't more white liberals praise Tsai Ing-wen? She's democratically elected and standing up to an actual bully. I think
most people just don't know about it.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say it's a political thing. Most people just don't talk about her, period.
Yeah.
And they should. She's an incredible woman.
Yeah, great leader.
Yeah.
Right, guys, now we're moving into Soft Power Hour. This is where we talk about how China changes the way you think and all the things they do through their various media outlets and so on. But we have a very tragic story this week. It's tragic, but it's actually something that needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
It's actually horrific.
This is, we always have this battle, and I like to include you guys in on the thought process, but it's like, if you include anecdotal stories or like a one instance type story, it kind of looks like, oh, okay, picking out the trash, right?
Sure.
Picking out the bad stuff just to hyper focus on it. But it's good. Sometimes it's good that some of these stories break because, and to focus on an anecdotal story, because it lets you talk about a huge problem, an endemic problem that happens across the country.
All right, so we're talking about this woman here. Now, we actually have a person that we know, a Chinese guy. His name's China Uncle Mikey, and he put out a video on his channel which we thought summed this up great. So we've taken a segment out of it with his permission to show you guys.
Yeah, I just wanted to go through an intro a little bit first.
Which we're going to show you in a minute, so you can get a Chinese person's actual point of view of what's going on here. Because the good thing about him is that he does deep dives into all the Chinese media, and he can find, what people are discussing. We can find that too, but the thing is, it's quicker for him to put it all together. So
so why don't you go through and introduce who
all right,
this
there's this ridiculous story. Okay, what you're seeing in the background here, I'm sure you can notice there's a woman with a padlock around her neck, and then there's a picture of a healthy young 12-year-old girl, and most people are saying it's one and the same person. Okay, we're going to get into that in a minute, but this story gets absurd. Now, it started out with this guy who runs like a TikTok channel or whatever it is.
Douyin.
It's Douyin, which is TikTok.
Yeah, you're right.
And he's like a rural guy, and he's basically a father of 8 is what he calls himself. What is it? Baga Ba or something like that? What does he call himself?
His thing?
Yeah.
Bahai Ba.
Bahai Ba. Bahai Ba.
Means eight child father.
Okay, so he's got these 8 children, and he lives in an impoverished place. Okay, it's dirty. His kids are like,
it's just rural China. It's actually not that rural. It's in Suzhou, which is in northern Jiangsu province.
No, the reason is like the whole point. Actually, I think Uncle Mikey explains this.
Yeah, probably.
But what happened was people were, following him. He had a lot of followers. They were donating money and clothing and stuff for his family, and then a do-gooder went out there to go and help him and film his plight and the plight of his family. And while they were filming this, they discovered a woman in a shack in the back of the...
Yeah, you can play it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see here, chained
this
to
is
the
organic.
wall.
This is organic.
Whoa, what's going on? Oh, hang on a second. Something went on here.
Weird. Just
That's
give us
very
a second.
strange. Give us a second. We got a little thing going on here.
Did you lean on the remote?
No, I didn't touch it.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sorry, we'll go back. We'll go back to that. Sorry, we just lost our feed for a second. Discovered this woman in this little like hut, I suppose you'd call it, like a little without a door on it and stuff. But she was chained to the wall. They've censored the little padlock there, but that's a padlock, and there's a chain around her neck. You can see it like she's chained to the wall.
Baga hides the mama.
Okay, yeah, and she was incoherent, couldn't really speak clearly, obviously suffering from a mental disability. And turns out she's the mother of these 8 children.
Yeah, it says the 8 children's mother.
Yeah, so she's the one who pumped out these 8 kids. Yeah. So it's a mentally disabled woman chained to a wall that's been basically, I guess, raped over and over to give birth to 8 kids.
After she was disappeared when she was 12.
But this is when it gets interesting, is that people started to do searches online, because there's this big database. It's called Baobei Huijia, which I've talked about in my video about kidnapping and stuff in the past. But basically, when a child goes missing, people post their pictures and like, this is my child, and etc. etc. So people went and actually found somebody who was kidnapped when she was 12 that looks identical. Yeah. Right? That's what that picture in the beginning was all about. Which is just, it's awful. So the synopsis, I mean, what people are expecting happened here is that she was kidnapped when she was 12 and taken to this village to be used as like a sex slave / baby producer.
Sure.
And of course, during the whole process, she was mistreated and abused and beaten and stuff, and she developed a mental disability.
I'm seeing a lot of people. Your mic's low, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat. This is interesting. I'm glad you guys are chiming in, but they're freaking out about how crazy it is that a 12-year-old would be kidnapped to use for this. The reason we're bringing this up is because of how prolific this is. It's insane.
Selling of children that have been kidnapped to rural families. And
and again, I hate to bring this up all the time, but the park that I live next to had 5 children kidnapped in 1 year. Yeah. 1 year.
Yeah. See, now this person who came to help the kids is putting on a jacket on her because she's so cold, and
he didn't expect to find this.
This was an unexpected find, Yeah. And he's like, why is there this chain on her type thing? Right. Okay. So this is what the netizens have been doing, is they've taken screen grabs and they've taken pictures of the kidnapped 12-year-old girl, and they kind of superimposing them on each other. And yeah, I mean, look, anyone with a brain is gonna say like that's definitely her. But you think it gets you think it can't get worse than that?
Oh,
okay?
that's the crazy thing.
Before we even get into Uncle Mikey's thing, which he's gonna say is, you know what happened after this? We'll play this clip in a minute. The local government
Probably don't have him in the background because he doesn't represent
he
this
doesn't
kidnapping.
represent. Yeah, no, let's move it back to. In fact, I'm going to skip past this part to the. We'll skip past this thing here, to that one. No, we'll get there. We've got quite a segment to cover here, guys. But what happened? First of all, the Suzhou government came out and said that they investigated. It was a normal marriage. There's nothing wrong with this. You know. She's got a mental disability, so that's why he has a chain to the wall. So
yeah,
that's
they literally excused the behavior and said, stay out of it, it's a personal affair.
Then, okay, on top of it, he started to get brand deals where he was now like
That's coming.
Yeah, he's promoting stuff. And then, even better, the Suzhou government stepped in to renovate his house for him.
Yep.
To say, oh, you guys are living in such poverty. We're going to, because obviously it got a lot of media attention. This is a good PR moment where we can renovate your house for you because you have to raise this family by yourself and you have a mentally disabled wife. No one's saying like, hang on a second, you've got a woman a mentally disabled woman chained to a wall in a pigsty who's had forced to give birth to 8 children in like probably
and is a
like
missing child.
1 a year,
Yeah.
and who is most definitely looks exactly like this person that was kidnapped. He's getting rewarded for his bad behavior.
The language used by the government is basically, if you read through it, it's that he suffers so much to have to deal with the fact that his wife is disabled. So he alone had to raise 8 children. So we're going to step in and make this poverty alleviation story. And when the bad press came out and all the netizens, I got to give credit to a lot of the netizens who really got to the bottom of this. They were like, this is really messed up.
Yeah.
Something needs to be done about this, and they leaned into it. They said, nope, we investigated, that's not the case. Because in China, when the Chinese government has been wrong, if they're wrong about something, they will never once, ever admit fault.
Yeah.
You will never, ever see anyone admit fault. So what happens here is they say, no, that's not the case. This is a personal affair. We're still going to build them a house.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
And as you're going to see, after we play Uncle Mikey's clip, after we play that clip, you're going to see that this is quite common in China, actually.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon to find mentally disabled people chained up in the rural parts of China.
Or just women slaves.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know?
Anyway, let's get into it. Now, we're going to show you Uncle Mikey's clip, and there is a link to his channel, and we'd love for you
Please.
to...
Actually, I want everyone, if you like the clip, I want everyone to go over. It's the first link that I shared in the description. I want you to go to subscribe to his channel.
And just maybe leave a ADV China sent me type clip, because he
does great stuff.
You have to understand his position. Of course, he can't criticize the government too much, but what he can do is talk about situations like this, because this is a situation where the netizens in China are outraged and are discussing it. It seems to be something that hasn't been clamped down on too much, I should say.
He also lives abroad.
Yeah, he does. So he's safe enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's play his clip, shall we?
Yes.
Get right into it here. 1, 2, 3. He explains it very well.
Hello guys, China Uncle Mikey here. Recently, a 8 children's mother from Jiangsu province became a hot topic on the Chinese social media. The reason behind it was she was suspected to be abducted from another province to the village for breeding and reproducing children. When people found her, she was in a quite horrified situation. She was chained up, locked in the room, quite dirty room, for quite a long time, almost 20 years. So let's have a look at the news and have a good discussion.
The news was reported from Feng County, Xuzhou City of Jiangsu Province, located on the northeast part of China, between the border of Shandong Province and Jiangsu Province. The reason why Feng County is such a rural remote place trending on the internet was because a guy called the father of 8 children owns a Douyin account which had 63k subscribers. In his channel, he claimed that he is a father who has a hard life to raise 8 children. Many Chinese sent him aid to help him after watched his videos. Recently, another Douyin blogger visited them to help this family. The original idea was to show a heartwarming story of helping the poor on Douyin. But once this video was released, Chinese netizens questioned why this woman was chained in such a horrible, dirty place. The food and the bed was eye-catching, etc. and etc.
我给你拿件衣服，我看你咱有爱心人士捐出的衣服，我给你拿一件。你这饭凉了吗？饭凉了吗？你能不能？
Due to the tremendous attentions the video got, the local Xuzhou government released an announcement basically saying they got married legally, there is no abduction and human trafficking, and the case is still being investigated. But this announcement was not accepted by the Chinese netizens. It generated more public opinions, urged the local government to release more information of this public affair. The Feng County government lately released another investigation report that says the police is now working on matching DNA in the National Missing Population Database, but not yet have a result. The report is still focusing on how to give the woman a proper medical treatment so-and-so, rather than identify the real background of this woman. The Chinese netizens seemed not very happy with the government report. Someone digged out a missing girl called Li Ying, who was born in 1984 and missed in 1996 in Sichuan province, Nanchong City. Also posted their facial feature matching picture to show the mother of the 8th woman is suspected as the missing girl Li Ying from Sichuan province. The news is now still trending. Chinese netizens lately found another disabled, chained, mentally disordered woman in Feng County in the same village and posted another video.
我们才知道，我们今天买的东西来了，这是他们的家庭，这是他的男人，我们都管了。对。
The Feng County case is not a single case of illegal detention, abduction, slavery, or sexual abusing reported in China. Just recently, the Shanghai Little Red House went viral months ago, where a Chinese guy called Zhao Fuqiang adopted many girls in the Red Building for prostitution, sexual slavery, and female egg harvesting.
Yeah, the female egg harvesting thing's interesting. You know, we took this footage behind us here when we first did a couple of years ago. We did our quest for the best Chinese. Remember, I flew in from China, and we both flew in, and we went up the West Coast to find Chinese food. And in the Chinese restaurants, well, in some of them, they were advertising this whole thing where you can become an egg donor, and it starts at $20,000.
Wild.
It's a lot. But it's specifically all in Chinese, and you got a QR code and all that. So there's this whole thing about making money off of selling eggs, right?
Yeah.
And that's what this other guy that he was just talking about, who ran that red house thing, that's terrible. It's a huge scandal in China. He was doing that as well. He was like harvesting eggs and selling them. It's kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all disgusting.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue. It's not done. We're not done yet with Uncle Mike, not little Uncle Mike, with China Uncle Mikey's clip. So let's get into it. It's coming. Eventually.
Just want to get that ad.
Yeah, just make sure people know.
Zhao Fuqiang had deep connections with the local Yangpu government. Officials and the police were mainly involved after this case was exposed in the public news. One girl fled from the Red Building, then reported them in the local police station, but ironically, she was sent back to Zhao Fuqiang by the police. Zhao Fuqiang was lately sentenced to suspended death penalty on the news. In the year 2008, a naked mentally disordered woman was also found in Shandong Weifang. She was chained in a dirty hut for almost 15 years by his so-called husband. China Central Television was also reported back in the day.
绑宋桂枝的技术看出隐藏在她内心的无关。马学义说，宋桂枝有精神病，自己没钱给她治病，只好绑在家里，免得她到处乱跑。
Another Sichuan girl called Cao Xiaoqing was abducted to Inner Mongolia in the year 1991. In the year 2008, she was rescued by the police when she was almost jailed for 15 years in a poor, dirty place. She was also found mentally disordered after the long-term torture she experienced in a horrible environment. If you just search the same women abduction topic, you will find uncountable cases on the internet, such as the famous Henan Luoyang sex slavery case, where a guy jailed 6 bar girls under his basement, where basically just underground holes he dug under his apartment, and the 2 victims were killed by this guy since the resistance. Finally, according to many people replied on Weibo, in China, buy a wife in many of the rural poor villages is a common thing, and most of those uneducated villagers don't think it is illegal. This is the most horrified part of the issue. When the things are treated as normal, the things are going on forever. Thanks for watching. China Uncle Mikey. See you in next video.
Right, so look, it's awful. And while I was living in China, I would quite often read in the local newspaper when they would find people that are being chained up.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is that the people that chained them up never got any legal repercussions.
Nope.
It's just like, oh, these poor people have to deal with a mentally disabled person, so that's why they chained them up. That was usually the outcome.
It goes beyond that, though. I mean, we've seen situations where party officials in some of these villages will rape and sometimes murder women. Mm-hmm. And the repercussions for them are to hide it. Villagers find out, they protest, they freak out, bang on his door, ask the central government to remove him. Never happens.
Yeah.
To quash dissent, they'll basically send in police to shut everyone up.
Yeah.
And they'll usually get away with it. Sometimes their reprimand will be like, okay, you're retired now.
Yeah. Remember, there was a huge issue with illegal brick kilns as well.
Yeah.
You know, where they would basically create slaves out of
was
mentally handicapped people and make
big
them
slave
build,
industry in China.
Yeah, like build bricks.
Yeah.
You know, that's all they did all the time. And like, it's disgusting.
The brick
conditions.
kilns outside of the city I lived in had a lot of mentally disabled workers, but they weren't like, it wasn't a government initiative to give jobs.
No, it's because they don't have to pay them.
They don't have to pay them. Because normally they would be chained up.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty awful. And, you know, they always find these people and they're mentally disabled, chained up in a shed or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, I feel like they became mentally disabled by being chained up in that shed. I don't think they started out that way.
And again, it doesn't matter either way. Both are horrific. But I think there's a lot of merit into what you're saying, because these squalor conditions that they're in, horrible abuse that these people suffer is going to scar them and give them PTSD, of course.
That woman chained in that hut for 20 years.
She looked normal to me when she was in her child photo.
Yeah, if that is indeed her, which we're going to say it's her.
Come on.
We're going to say it's her. But the fact that the guy gets rewarded is the worst part.
So let's look at some of his rewards.
Yeah, so
can you turn down the audio? It's very loud.
Yeah, sorry, you know, with the China Uncle Mikey clip, we got to tell that guy at some point to learn how to mix his audio.
This is mixed, but I want to talk over it because you don't need to hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
So this is just an introduction. This is the guy and his 8 children. So again, he's kind of famous in social media.
This, by the way, is after this whole scandal broke.
Yes.
When everybody knows he has a chained up, you know, slave who gave birth to 8 children in his backyard.
This is after everyone knows. They
all know. Yeah. Okay, so what are they doing now?
Again, the netizens are freaking out, but he still has a huge audience, right? So this audience is like, yeah, look at this poor dude. He's raising 8 kids by himself. And this whole thing, this is a very big part of Chinese chauvinistic culture, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. That if a dad was to raise children, like a mom raising children in China, everyone would be like, yeah, 必须的, 应该的, right? Of course you do. If a dad's raising all these children, that's like hero status. They're like, oh, how poor man. He should be out there poking his potbelly out, smoking cigarettes and drinking baijiu with his friends, not raising the children. That's a woman's job.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Well, what's this clip all about?
So this is just an introduction. I want to go into what has happened, what his rewards have been.
Yeah.
So keep going.
Okay.
So these are again, I put this in because I wanted to show the post scandal, after the government says, yeah, it's fine, it's just a misunderstanding.
I think it doesn't matter what side of the fence you stand on this. Let's just say, okay, it's his legally married wife or whatever. I still think chaining a mentally handicapped person to the wall and then having sex with them is already wrong.
This is so demonetized, by the way.
But I just got to say, like, look.
So thanks for your support.
If you're mentally, I'm sure that there are some laws against, like, if someone's mentally handicapped, they cannot give consent.
Of course.
You know?
Of course.
Especially if they're chained in a room and they're basically pumping out a kid a year.
I usually want to play devil's advocate, but in this situation, there's never going to be a fair trial and there's never going to be a fair investigation. So I don't want to play devil's advocate here. This is an abducted woman that was kidnapped when she was 12, sold as a sex slave, raped and forced and abused, ripped her teeth out, forced to have 8 children, chained up while eating cold, rotten porridge inside of a pig shack.
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with here. This guy is now doing advertisements. This is one for a local wedding photography company or a wedding company.
Why would you want to get your wedding photos taken by a guy who's so-called married to a sex slave that lives in a pigsty? Why? Like, so he's...
Do you also subject women to chaining and torture and rape?
Yeah.
Then come see Bahai Ba.
Yes.
You know?
Come and get your wedding photos taken here.
How do you justify this, by the way? If you're an apologist for the Chinese state, how do you justify that this, not that this stuff happens, that this stuff isn't punished?
Yes.
How do you justify this?
Yeah.
This guy's getting brand deals. We don't even get brand deals.
No. He's getting brand deals because he has another brand deal for, what is this for? A construction company or something?
Listen to this. Let me just throw something out there. We get countless brands that turn us down because they don't want to ruffle any feathers, because they're scared of China. And they're like, oh, we can't piss off China because our supply chains are there. We want that market because we stand up for human rights, because we talk about cases like this.
Yeah.
This guy, on the other hand, is getting brand deals after raping and torturing a woman and chaining her to the wall.
Like, that's correct.
This is the world we live in.
Keeping her in a squalid little pigsty outside the house.
Yes. So, yeah, again, he's getting... as another company that decided to sponsor him, it's because he's got a huge fan base.
Yeah, because now he's popular in the news.
Right. So yeah, basically he goes around and he says, I choose this company, it's great, it's awesome, reward me more.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for... And then the government comes to renovate his house.
It's just insane.
Like, what the hell?
It's insane. It's, again, you can find so many situations like that where the Chinese government just baffles you by being evil and then steps up and goes even further.
Dude, this is like incel heaven.
Yes, it is.
Okay?
It is.
Go and kidnap a woman.
Yes.
Pay someone to kidnap a 12-year-old that you can have as a sex slave in your backyard.
Yes.
Okay? Chain them up like a dog. Feed them table scraps.
Yes.
Kind of just have as many kids
Remove
as you
their
want.
teeth for some reason.
Yeah. Maybe
she had all her teeth removed.
Well, a lot of her teeth were missing.
Yeah.
So maybe it was beating her.
Beating her,
I don't know what the case. Who knows? Whatever. And then if anyone finds out about it, you get a new house. What the hell, guys? What the hell, China? This is low even for the CCP.
It's insult to injury over and over and over again.
Yeah.
There's so many situations where like people are proven innocent too after they've been punished in China, and then they punish them more.
Yeah.
Because they're not allowed to be wrong. And this is a situation. A normal government would be like, holy shit, back up.
Yeah.
Even like a shitty government. Back up. This is bad press.
Yeah.
This rapist dude keeping slaves.
Yeah.
Oh shit, this investigation just came out. Okay, actually, the CCP stepped up and said, you know what, we're going to punish this guy. The truth has been found out. Homes have been found for these 8 children. They have the means for this.
Yeah.
And the village has been given 10 million RMB to prevent things like this from happening again.
Yeah.
Nope. We weren't wrong. This guy's great. What a saint. Brand deals, new house.
It's just like, what the hell? Oh, yeah. It's just one of those things. Look, we can comment about this because we've seen places like this. And we've been
this
to
isn't
places
rare.
Like
this is not rare.
We've got a couple of examples here. You know, whenever you're looking at news about China or you're watching the China shills or something, they'll show you Shanghai. Let's look at the streets of Shanghai or Shenzhen or Beijing or something. Let's look at a big city. Look at the bright lights. Look at the... That's not all of China. That's a small percentage of what China is really like. Like pretty much half of China lives in this kind of rural, kind of impoverished way.
Yeah.
48% or something.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever the statistic is.
A huge chunk.
Yeah. Okay, and so this kind of bad stuff does happen out there. And if you've been out there and you've seen it yourself, you know it's true. You know there's nothing...
Not only that, the locals, if you talk to them, they open up to you. They're actually not super shy about this. Unlike the central government that wants to cover everything up, if you spend enough time, I'm even talking an hour, in a village with some of these people and you ask them what's to do around here, this stuff comes up because they have no one else to talk to about it. They
No.
can't post about
Yeah.
it. They can't go call Beijing and tell them about it. So they talk to even foreigners about it. Like, yeah, there's this rapist dude that lives here.
Yeah.
You know, it's bad stuff happens.
Well, I
out
mean,
there.
look what's in the background here. Now, this is considered normal, and it's completely acceptable as well as tethering children up with chains as well in the villages. Now, this happens because you've got this issue. They're called left behind children.
Yeah.
I think it's what it's called.
Yeah, left-hand children.
And what happens is, because of the big push for urbanization in China, when you grow up as a young couple in a rural village and you have a child, you will need to move to the urban centers in order to get a job, in order to earn money. So what they usually do is once they give birth to the child, they leave the child with the grandparents in the village,
Yeah.
like in the rural village. But the grandparents have to also like be working on the farm. They have to be doing whatever they have to do, or they're too old or whatever. So they chain the kids up for the majority of the time when they can't actually watch them, you know?
Yeah.
So that's also something that happens, and it's just kind of like, whatever, you know, to leave kids chained up in a filthy, horrible situation. It's another thing that happens in China and people don't talk about. This whole chaining people up to walls and chaining people up in like pigsties and stuff, it's not a one-off thing is what we're trying to get to here. It's something that is, I could say, fairly common. I'm not going to say it's super common, but it's
it's not like
common.
Oh, Jim does that down the road, but it's
Yeah.
so common that they found other examples of this in the next village over.
Yeah.
And in the same village.
Yes.
In the same village that this woman was in.
Yeah.
And it's endemic. It's a problem because what happens is this barrier that the Chinese government has created to say this is none of our business, is a family issue, means that people get away with so much of the horror stories that my Chinese friends told me, especially ones that moved to the big city from villages.
Yeah.
About what growing up. One of my friends lived next to a guy that blew up and killed a bus full of people just to rob them, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't in the news, you know, but he was his neighbor.
Sure.
Neighbors down the road, another rapist dude raping his own kids,
Yeah.
right? That kind of stuff happens, and it's not that it happens more necessarily, it's that it goes unpunished, so then it does happen more over time because people know that they can get away with it.
Yeah, well,
Right.
my recent video about that guy who beat his wife savagely, and
Yeah.
all he did was get like, well, he got 5 days detention only because it went viral,
Right.
but the woman got criticized and
Re-educated.
re-educated and told that it was her fault for escalating it.
And the government does
know?
do this often, is they'll take the abuser's side, because what it does is it calms the situation down.
Yeah.
People talk about it less. Oh yeah, we dealt with it. Meanwhile, it's like, yeah, we re-educated the
Oh yeah, it looks like my microphone was a bit low. Sorry guys, I apologize for that. Yeah, no, look, it's just a sad, sorry state of affairs, and it shows you that every time you see, oh, China's launching a probe to Mars, or, you know, like, we're going to land a probe on the dark side of the moon. Look at our incredible high-speed rail network. Maybe they should be focusing on fixing this kind of thing first. You know what I mean? Maybe
Yeah.
they should be focusing on the fact that you've got people chaining women to the walls, all right, and raping them and taking advantage of them, and all the other crap that happens in the rural villages, because that's a real part of China that never gets the spotlight. We've seen it ourselves personally, plenty of anecdotes that we could tell you, but this right here just shows you that this is not uncommon, and the fact that people are even talking about this on the internet in China, because usually bad news like this gets censored and you don't get to hear about it, but it just shows you how real it is, and that it is a real existing problem in China.
We're having a very interesting issue. Is the view count keeps going to 0, and everyone keeps noticing it. And there are so many Wumaos in the comments.
Right.
And they actually came out when we started talking about the Olympics.
Interesting.
It makes sense they'd be running massive defense right now.
Yeah.
China's super worried that something's going to happen during the Olympics.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to move on to that now, really. We're pretty much done with this topic. It's an awful topic.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, this is 100% demonetized.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, 100%. So the people super chatting, the people supporting us on Patreon, massive shout out.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about stuff because we care about it, not to make money, obviously, but
Yeah.
getting some compensation from this, we really appreciate our supporters.
We do. Are we going to do a super chat or two before
Yeah.
we hit our Wu Mao corner? We've still got plenty to come, guys, especially the Olympic stuff, so
yeah.
stick around for that.
Wait for the Wumao. See it keeps dropping.
Weird.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's very weird.
AB says, thank God you guys are here. Now I can finally clean my room. I do like to watch a good podcast or listen to a podcast when I clean. It's nice.
Okay, cool.
Beijing Bikini says, thoughts on the new Asian boss? Steven got mad at you. Yeah, he was directing some hatred towards me in that video. Now, we are going to talk about that in the next episode, actually.
Can I just read my comment?
Sure, I think people have to understand the context first, so I'll say that while you pull it up.
Yeah, all right.
So Asian Boss, it's a channel where Asian countries have people that go around do street interviews, which is fine. But to do street interviews in China, you either need explicit government approval and a journalist's license, or you need to be very, very careful, right? Mm-hmm. And I made a Patreon post on some stuff. But anyway, long story short, they're trying to run defense on the fact that there's speculation that what they're doing is disingenuine.
Of course it's disingenuine.
The problem with that is there's two reasons for that. We'll get into that next time, but they were caught fabricating some interviews in Taiwan. Mm-hmm. And now they have a whole series where they're filming on the street in China. And we know
Shanghai.
Know how that works.
Well, first of all, Shanghai is not China. That's like, I don't know if you wanted to find out about the rural farmland in America, but you go film in New York City.
In Manhattan.
Yeah, it doesn't compute. If you
but
want
it's still the same laws.
Yeah.
I mean,
anyway, the fact of the matter is, we know ourselves that you cannot just go out and interview people in public in China and
without government approval.
Yeah, without government approval, and be public on the internet and have so many followers and so on, without scrutiny. So number one, they know that they can't broach certain subjects because it's going to get them kicked out of China. Mm-hmm. And number two, the most important part is that Chinese people are not allowed to publicly criticize the government because there'd be massive repercussions, and they're showing their faces. So anything they say, in fact, I'll just read you the comment I left on the video, and then we can leave it alone. I said,
we're going to cover it in more detail.
We will. I said, so the only way to wake people up and bring the world together, because that's their whole thing. We're trying to bring the world together and prevent World War III. No, you're not. The only way to wake people up and bring the world together is to release CCP-approved messages so you don't get shut down and run out of China. Noted. We'll keep that in mind when watching Chinese citizens who are not allowed to criticize the CCP in fear of serious repercussions appear publicly on your cameras. And I've been seeing this a lot.
Yeah.
This whole idea that we have to work together, if we want to bring the world together for peace and stuff.
That's great.
But the message, whenever they say that, it's like, we want to work together, but the only way to do that is for us to swallow CCP propaganda.
Yep.
That's the only way.
That's literally what it means. I've seen one of the shills, one of the famous shills.
Yeah.
He does this. This whole thing is, we'll call him Golf Shill.
Yeah.
The one that got caught.
Yeah.
He has this idea that it's this partnership. There's a spectrum of pro-CCP shills.
Yeah.
There's the wolf warriors. Mm-hmm. There's the people that go out there and say, fuck the West. Yeah. Fuck democracy. Well, the Chinese state's amazing. Then you have the more nuanced ones. Then you have the ones that are like, I am the bridge between China and America, and the only way the world will win is if two countries are partnered together. Sounds like a lovely sentiment. I also agree. I lived in China for 10 years, loved the country.
Yeah.
But what it is actually a front for Chinese propaganda. Yeah. And it's, if you read between the lines, it's all anti-America. Yeah. America fucked up. America's bad.
The only way that this bridge can be built is if America basically gives up all its morals, forgets everything about human rights,
All their speeches are for the pro-CCP organizations. They're on state media. And you see this, and you see this time and time again. And so Asian Boss, unfortunately, right now is really heading down that path in my mind.
I actually, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't watch Asian Boss before this whole thing came out.
I did.
But they'd always been popping up in recommendations. And I noticed that they just kind of, before, were just doing like normal things, talking about like the usual thing. But now the China focus that's come out now, it's just
very
ridiculous.
sus.
You can see that it seems like what they had is a dying channel, and now they've been sponsored by the Chinese government or by something like that to propaganda department to go out and make. We'll figure this out. Anyway, we're getting
there's people
sidetracked.
on the job, so
we're getting sidetracked. We have to go to Wumao Corner. Okay.
Yeah.
So Wumao Corner.
We only did one.
I know. We'll do Yamcha. It'll be fun.
Sure.
Wumao Corner is where we talk about the haters and the nonsense that happens. We just got a short one for you today, but it's actually very funny. You may recall from our last podcast that Drew Pavlu did those Peng Shuai t-shirts. Remember?
Yeah.
Where is Peng Shuai t-shirts? So the cool thing about that is it worked incredibly well.
You have to explain what happened. Always pretend like it's a new audience.
Well, basically, some activists tried to go to the Australian Tennis Open wearing a Where is Peng Shuai t-shirt. They got kicked out. The police were called. They were told they're not allowed to display their t-shirts. He made a big stink out of it, got a GoFundMe going, printed 1,000 t-shirts. The Australian Tennis Association eventually, after so much international press, because it went viral, everybody was talking about this, they capitulated and said, no, you can wear those t-shirts now. So he handed out 1,000 t-shirts to people going in and around the stadium. And then what happened was the cameramen were very quick to like move around and not show the Peng Shuai t-shirts as much as possible. But they managed to capture a few by mistake.
Yes.
And there were like pictures. He released a whole bunch of stuff. But the funny part was, right when he was doing this like, where is Peng Shuai t-shirts thing, a bunch of the tankies, tankies are, sort of
pro-authoritarians.
Western Wu Maos, basically. Yeah. They put out this thing where they said, one of them said, I'm starting a campaign to look for Drew's mother. I will print 1,000 shirts with the words, where is Drew Pavlu's mum? We need to get to the bottom of this, seeing that Drew seems to have absolutely been brought up without parental care or love. Any donation is welcome. So Drew Pavlu's mom replied, which is the best part. And she said, I'm alive and well and raised someone with balls. What have you done with your life? And Drew just said, Drew said, lol. Yeah. I just love that his mom came in and was like, shut the hell up.
This is Drew's update on the whole
situation. This is his update. Let's listen to it quickly.
She's asking her to turn around? Yes. These are the rules that Tennis Australia have put down, that they are allowed to confiscate your shirts and the banner.
As we all know, whenever this stuff happens, money's always involved. So according to this news article in 2018, the Australian Open was taking $25 million a year annually in Chinese corporate sponsorship. Detailed.
Good news.
Philosophy, when anyone ever tries.
Yeah, so he handed out all these. The fundraiser was good. Drew handed out the t-shirts successfully. Mm-hmm. People were allowed to wear them. They won. Yeah. They even got the Wolf Warrior Zhao Lijian to make a statement on it, which he said like, "How dare you even care about something so trivial?" Right. Yeah. Anyway, so long story short, that was Drew's update there. Yeah. Congrats to him. Hilarious performance by his mother.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It was fantastic. Sorry about the audio issues, guys. Not doing very well in that one this time around. Are we? Anyway.
We missed all of it. Don't worry about it. Go to his TikTok. It's right here.
It's straightforward. He basically just explained the situation and explained how, it's been a success now and they raised the money and all that stuff, which is fantastic. Yes. It really worked out well.
Right.
Guys, now we're going to head into Worldview.
Yes.
I think let's just go straight in. We'll do Yamcha big time. You want to do another super chat?
I do. I want to keep people...
All right. Let's give another super chat then.
Doc Slothington says, shout out to Sea Milk for calling out those watching and benefiting from the hyper-partisan mess in the latest video. Thank you very much. Hope you guys check it out. Talk about how the CCP is taking advantage of the fact that Republicans and Democrats are constantly bickering and fighting with each other and taking advantage of that division and laughing. Still managed to get... fucking Beijing Biden, fuck Trump Nazi stuff in the comments because they didn't actually watch the video.
Yeah. You know what? As somebody who's not American, how that annoys me. Because why does every single issue around the world, not being an American, why does any issue to do with China have to revolve around freaking Assange or Snowden or freaking Biden or Trump?
Right.
What does it have to do with anything?
Right.
I come from a country that's got nothing to do with any of those things.
Right.
And yet when I talk about an issue, it's like Biden this, Trump that, right. Snowden, Assange. It's like, what the hell does that have to do with anything?
It means you're not allowed to pay attention to any other issue because it's always got to be related to that.
Exactly. It's like if you go into an Italian restaurant, you're like, the sushi sucks here because there isn't any and it's not on the menu.
No. Yeah, but my point of the video is that the CCP not only revels in it, but it designs a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's just freaking annoying. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Case Closed 93 says, with a hamster cull in Hong Kong, so basically hamsters were blamed for COVID. They culled all the hamsters and people were crying and stuff.
Yeah, you had to hand in your pets to be incinerated.
Yeah. I see Hong Kong is trying to match the mainland's animal rights record along with the human rights one. Yeah, quickly catching up. Yeah. Marie Strip Matter says, hey guys, great to catch you live again. Was on holiday in Tenerife recently, and you can't send supers if you're in a different country. Oh, no worries.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Reality Hijack, the honking will continue until freedom improves. Stay awesome, boys. Free Speech Respecter says, China could have industrialized so many times in its history that it could have rivaled Europe, but they keep preventing them. Why? That's dynastical change,
Yes.
and usually power struggles.
Well, you also have to understand what happened in China a lot is if a new invention was made or discovered, the emperor would be like, nobody can know about this.
Right.
This is my secret to have. Like we're going to keep this a secret from not only the rest of the world, but from our own people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they'd be very secretive about things. And like, for instance, when, let's just say a paper was invented, it was only used like in the courts and stuff.
Yes.
It's not for like everybody can use it.
Yeah,
so
I
they
think-
were so all about like me, no, don't.
I think a lot of people get confused because China
Yeah.
was the most advanced civilization for a period of time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a civilization for the everyman. It wasn't that everyone was walking around with golden tablets and stuff like this.
Sure.
It was the inventions were for the elite, right?
Yeah.
And it's always been like that. And that's why you see such wealth disparity. The Chinese Communist Party, I say this all the time, is just the next dynasty.
Yeah.
It's not a new China. They always say it's the new China post 1949. It's just another dynasty.
Yeah.
And those in power, Xi Jinping's clan currently at the moment, it still creates the same wealth disparity, the same peasants you just saw in the previous videos.
Yeah.
The same sort of life still exists.
Yeah.
It's the same wealth disparity that it's always been. And the people, the elite, get brainwashed.
Yeah.
The top 5% get brainwashed. China's developed, just as developed, more developed than America.
Yeah.
And the rest of the country's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Sure.
You know
Sure,
what I mean?
sure.
I'm living in a dirt hut.
I know. It's awful.
Right.
It's awful.
Anyway,
Okay.
we'll move on. Keep sending those super chats. We'll get to them in Yamcha.
Yeah, we're going to have a big Yamcha. We're going to move on to Worldview, where we talk about what's going on in the world, specifically to do with China.
And today about the Olympics. And
Yes.
wait to see these Wu Maos. I'm telling you right now, I just saw it when we were talking about the Olympics. They're so scared at coverage of the Olympics right now.
Yeah.
So what do we got here?
Well, we're going to start talking about a Belgian skeleton racer. Now, I didn't even know what skeleton racing is, to be honest. I looked it up. It's basically like bobsledding, but with just on a sled.
Face first as well.
Face first, yeah. I mean, it's a valid sport, I guess.
Thanks for your approval.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, yeah, valid winter sport. Now, she tested negative. She had COVID back in Belgium, I guess.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
her
her name's Kim Mayamans.
Yeah. So she tested negative multiple times before flying out to Beijing, but when she got to Beijing, she tested positive. Okay.
Interesting.
Either way, I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. She tested positive, so she was shifted off to an isolation place. But she had a bit of a meltdown, and she had a meltdown because she was told that she could go back to the Olympic Village and isolate there.
Yeah.
Okay. But then, without alerting her her team, without alerting her superiors, without alerting her country or anything, they shifted her off to a completely different isolation area. Like, she didn't know where she went. Nobody told her where she was. Her government didn't know where she was. Nobody knew where she was. And of course, she was terrified.
Imagine all this news saying, like, be careful when you go to China. The Chinese government does tend to disappear 2 Canadians and
Sure.
people like that. And then all of a sudden you're getting whisked away somewhere.
It's not just that. They're like, yes, you can go back to the Olympic Village, and then you get in the car and they drive in a different direction and take you to some
what I'm
random
saying.
place.
But you have all those
Yeah.
preconceived notions in your head.
But it's the typical Chinese thing that they do, and the authorities arrest people, is they don't care to inform people where they're going, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like when people get arrested, and their families and their friends are like, do you know where this person went? Remember, we'd get those text messages when foreigners would go missing? Does anyone know where, like,
Oh,
John
yeah.
is?
John, and then we're like, who's John? They're like, oh, he's an Irish guy.
Yeah, he got picked up at a raid at
Right.
a bar, and you're like, okay, but like...
There was one
you know?
one guy that was found tied up in a river, and they said it was suicide.
I remember that.
Remember that guy? He
Yeah.
was an Irish guy. He was playing video games. His PS3 was still on in this room, and his door was open.
Yeah, but I'm talking about, like, when they officially arrest
Yeah,
you.
when they officially arrest someone.
Like
yeah.
when they arrested that guy who pushed the taxi driver, and his mom was like,
Yeah.
where's my son? And
Yeah.
they wouldn't tell him.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 weeks later or whatever, he'll surface.
Right.
And they'll say, oh, he's being held at this detention center. So you can understand how terrifying it must be for her. And so she had this meltdown, which,
Hi.
I mean,
No, we don't have to.
we
play
don't
it a
have to
lot.
play it, but she
Hey,
just...
everybody.
Give it a little glimpse.
Some of you have read the good news that I was sent out of the isolation facility. We thought this meant I was allowed to return to
You get the idea. I
Olympic
want you to
Village
pause it
and
though.
will
I
be-
want to talk about something. I didn't want to give anybody some screen time, but the shill, the pro CCP shill accounts
Yeah.
So when we say that, we're talking about the white monkey job guys that have YouTube channels that run defense for the CCP.
Sure.
They were putting out videos about how amazing everyone's experience is and how the Olympians are blown away by the hospitality in China and how amazing it is. And they're doing that. They're running defense for stories like this.
Of course.
And it's pretty hilarious to see them do that. China is very concerned that stories like this are going to come out. And you'll see actually what happens, because eventually they came after the story ran. Because they're allowed to post online, obviously. How are they going to stop that?
Yeah.
Other than threatening them by saying that you're not allowed to post anything political, by the way. But anyway, the story runs, and then they go, okay, we're gonna whisk you back to the Olympic Village.
Yeah, it's
there's no rules in China.
No. So what happened was, just like you said, she had this meltdown which went viral.
We treated maximum as a close contact. On the way to the village, we did not turn to the village. But the ambulance went to another facility where I am now.
So yeah, she's upset because, like we said, instead of going where she thought she was going, she was whisked away somewhere else. Okay,
it's not what you wanted to happen to you in China.
And she was told she has to stay there for a further 7 days in that facility.
Yes.
You know, away from the Olympic Village, so she can't train, she can't do all that stuff which she was expecting to do.
Sure.
When this went viral and started to make international news, immediately they came and knocked on her door. So they knocked on her door at 11:35 at night, and they're like, and then they escorted her to the Olympic Village, because that's how it happens in China. Look, the domestic abuse thing I spoke about as well. The guy's beaten his wife for years, whatever, nothing happens. She can report it to the cops all she wants. It's not going to do anything. It goes viral. People start being like, hey, wait, this is crap. Immediately, they go and arrest the guy. You only got 5 days. But you know what I'm saying? The only way to affect change in China is if the government loses face.
Embarrassment.
And it's through embarrassment. And this is embarrassing for the Chinese government.
Yeah, because if you show someone that's...
We'll live in the fear.
Then it's not looking good for all these accommodations that they've set up. This utopia that they've set up in this closed-circuit Beijing prison. Right?
Yeah.
It goes against the $1 billion that they threw at this.
I've also got to say that this woman, she doesn't understand how bad it is if you're a Chinese person and put into quarantine. How bad it can be? Okay. I mean, I can see wherever she is. I mean, I've got lots of sympathy, but look at the background. There's like this lovely painting of like mountains and stuff.
Let's see what happens to Chinese people that get forced into quarantine.
Yeah. When a Chinese person gets forced into quarantine, they have a lot more to cry about than she does. I'll tell you that much. Let's get past her long crying. Oh, there we go. Let's get to the meat of this. Here we go. Hang on.
Thank you.
This is what you get shoved into if you're just a Chinese person. You can, like,
where's the trough?
Yeah, like a dog kennel or something like that. You know.
Yeah. That's actually nice because they actually have like
they've got
airflow.
AC. Look at that. They've got AC.
The worst ones are when you're welded into your home and you starve to death.
Yeah, that's
remember that old bit.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. So I mean, just you have to understand again the athletes. They've done absolutely everything in their power to put on a good show and to provide the best. They've probably flown in Michelin star chefs and made sure everything's great.
Of course.
But
so actually, I wanted to say something about the Olympics. If you can get something Olympic related up. Now, I hope that everyone is boycotting the Olympics currently. We don't want NBC's rating, or wherever you are that's broadcasting. We don't want their ratings to go up.
Yeah.
So don't even accidentally be like, let me just have a look. Don't give them that view. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't watch it on YouTube. Don't watch it on anything. If you want to read an article about it, that's fine.
Yeah.
I've seen overwhelmingly negative articles across all platforms, which is really making me happy.
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to say was about the controversial Olympics opening ceremony.
Yeah.
China is faced with all these allegations or accusations, I should say, of Xinjiang genocide.
Yes.
That they're genociding over 1 million Uyghurs, well, at least cultural genocide and forced sterilization, putting them in forced torture camps, all this kind of stuff. We know that that's a thing.
Sure.
And the rest of the world has kind of banded. Well, the moral leaderships of the world have banded together and said, yes, that's a big thing with diplomatic boycotts, things like this. And it's really pissed off China because this was a soft power propaganda opportunity for them.
Yes.
So really, in order to kind of back off on that, they wouldn't have brought any attention to it.
Yeah.
But they actually chose a Uyghur person to light the Olympic torch, which pissed off everyone.
Yeah.
It's literally a slap in the face. It's not even running cover. It's saying, we don't give a shit what you think about our human rights abuses. We will do whatever we want. Cue the pan to every worst dictator in the world in the crowd, by the way.
Yeah.
It's appalling. And it really is. I read a lot of good opinion pieces hearkening back to the 1930s Olympics in Hitler's Germany.
Yeah.
Who would have thought in this day and age with freedom of information, we can see what happens, we can talk about what happens, we have video evidence, anecdotal evidence from people around the world, that there's a current genocide happening in China, and we're running the Olympics there.
I know.
And Thomas Bach, standing there with the Olympic torch, giving the middle finger to everyone in the entire world, should have his Western citizenship revoked, the way. He should be in jail for being an accomplice to war crimes.
I agree.
So we're living in this world right now, and it's kind of insane to me. But I'm glad to see the negative coverage of it.
Yeah.
But one thing that really pissed me off was China said that they would punish anyone in accordance with the law if they spoke about anything political or any rumors, things like this, which means that the Olympians can't be talking about the genocide and stuff like this.
Sure.
Keep politics out of the Olympics, they say.
Yeah, that's what China says. But what are they doing here?
Who ran with that torch?
This guy is, there was that in 2020 between India and China, there was a border skirmish in the Galwan Valley.
Yeah.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Galwan Valley.
Yeah. Basically, Indian troops and Chinese troops engaged, and it was the first time ever, I think, that bullets have been fired in that particular area in the LAC. And one of the torchbearers there is one of the soldiers that was injured during that conflict.
He's a war hero.
He's a war hero for killing Indians.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
On the border.
On the border of India.
Well, actually in India.
It's in India.
Because the whole thing kicked off because of China's salami slicing tactics, where they're kind of encroaching on this disputed ground.
Right.
Okay, they keep pushing further and further. They'll go in a couple of meters, then they'll build a building, right? They'll go in a couple more meters, they'll build a camp.
They do that in Bhutan as well, and Bhutan can't even fight back.
Yeah.
India at least has an army.
So what's happening in essence is that China's expanding its border into disputed territory.
Yep, all over that region, Western China.
Yeah, so India's like, F off, and they started having these skirmishes.
Yeah.
Why would they do something like this? This guy potentially killed, injured Indian people, right?
Yes.
In a conflict on the border.
Well, at least it was part of the skirmish.
Yeah, part of the skirmish.
Now he's a war hero.
Now he's a freaking war hero carrying the torch.
So
I'm sure India's going to love this.
Well, good thing they diplomatically boycotted. But my problem with this is, why did you say, again, rules don't apply to the Chinese government.
Yeah.
They can just change everything at a whim. Keep politics out of this. By the way, a war hero from a very contentious conflict that we had with another nation very recently is going to be the torchbearer.
Yeah.
I thought politics were supposed to stay out of it.
Political is all hell. Yeah. Anyway, that's kind of interesting that that made it in there. What else do we have lined up for the whole Olympic?
Oh, we got
thing?
more.
Oh, we do we?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Let's see. It's getting there.
Seeing a lot of great Wu-Mao in the chat, by the way. It's fantastic.
Okay, yeah.
Welcome, guys. 欢迎.
Yeah. 欢迎光临. Okay. Are you sure there's something else coming?
Oh, there is.
We gaan naar China.
There we go. Oh, yeah, of course. How can we forget this? By the way, NOS, fantastic publication, fantastic news outlet.
Netherlands.
You remember last week we spoke about that whole the lid being blown off the funding of that big university in Holland, in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And it was being funded by China to basically say that China's got no human rights abuses type thing. They blew the lid on that. So what happens when they are trying to do a live?
Let's see what happens when they do a live stream in China, a live broadcast.
Live broadcast. So we've got to set
They're
this
allowed
up.
to do this.
What they're doing is the opening ceremony is still going on at this point. Hadn't even finished the opening ceremony. And the guy's just on the street there to talk about, the Olympics and the opening ceremony. So let's watch a little bit what happens here.
Gaan naar onze correspondent Sjoerd ten Daas. Sjoerd, jij staat vlakbij het stadion. Wat gaat China de komende uren laten zien?
Ja, 哎，稍等一会儿，往前踩新闻联播。Ja, we worden hier inmiddels, je merkt het, al weggetrokken. We zijn net ook al bij een ander gebied weggezet. Dus ik vrees dat wij later even bij je moeten terugkomen.
Ja, dat kan halen, ja. Dat denk ik ook, Sjoerd. We gaan door
I
met
have
het
so
volgende
much,
onderwerp. Ja.
Yeah. Yeah. we know that all too well in
Yeah,
China,
we do.
by the way.
You know, since I can understand quite a bit, he's not saying anything political.
I only understand the Chinese. It's funny.
Well, she basically is like, okay, so what can we expect to see? Like, you're standing there outside the stadium, you know, and the opening ceremony's just finishing or whatever.
Mhm.
What can we expect to see in the coming hours or whatever? And then this, we call him like a baoan, basically. He's like a
security guard.
He's a security, but he's it's attached to the police.
Oh, yeah,
he's
it's hired by
he's
the
a volunteer.
States.
He's a volunteer security policeman.
But it's government run.
Yeah, absolutely. Comes and grabs him and drags him off. Now, I've been trying to find out why, because they're not filming in a sensitive area.
Nope.
He was not saying anything political.
He has a journalist pass.
He's fully legal.
Vetted. Followed.
He's not standing in the road.
Nope.
He's standing on the sidewalk. Okay, and the cameraman, as you can see at the end, is standing like on the path.
He's not in Xinjiang in front of a concentration camp.
So the speculation is that they didn't want him filming there because it's just a dingy road, and they wanted them to be filming in front of like the big fancy stadiums and stuff like that, and that's why they like moved them along. Because he says like, you got to go forward, like one train's or whatever.
Yeah.
So, it's just kind of ridiculous. What do you expect? See that again.
咱们往前走，哥们儿。哎，稍等一会儿，我现在在新闻联播。Ja, we worden hier inmiddels, je merkt het, al weggetrokken. We zijn net ook al bij een ander gebied weggezet. Dus ik vrees dat wij later even bij je moeten terugkomen. Kan halen, ja.
Denk ik ook. I like how he's like, Nikamala. The reporter speaks great Chinese, by the way. So he's obviously lives there, or at least.
Yeah, he's got a Beijing accent, so.
But he's trying to say in Dutch as well, like, oh, we're just reporting here, but I'm being dragged away, you know. And he also says to the guy, like, we're just like reporting. What's the deal? And then he's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, so basically, I see this as either retaliation for the NOS report to be like, fuck you, we're not going to let you film.
Okay.
Or also just to disrupt any sort of broadcast that's not perfectly aligned with what they think it should be.
I also think they didn't realize this is a live broadcast.
Yeah.
Because, you know, no, seriously.
I don't think they give a shit.
No,
dude.
look, in China, you don't do live broadcasts on the street.
No, you don't.
You don't.
No.
It doesn't happen.
It's too much of a liability.
And they don't have that infrastructure. I've never seen live broadcasts off the street in China. It's always they set people up there and they film something, and then it gets edited later and put up. So these guys probably think that's what's going on here.
Sure.
They're like, look, they're filming something, but we don't want them to film it here. Let's move them along. They can start over.
I know that they do happen if there's enough buffer, like there is, but by and large, most of the news coverage is not live.
Reporting, I've been on Shenzhen News quite a few times. They've got good equipment and stuff, but they don't do the live broadcast. They don't have that sort of infrastructure out there. It just doesn't seem to happen.
Right.
I mean, they do live streams with phones and stuff, but I'm saying you know, that kind of thing, stand with a microphone.
Sure.
So I think they probably thought they weren't live.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't have done that, right? Otherwise,
I think they would have.
Maybe.
I don't think they give a shit. Dude.
I mean, also,
God forbid you disrupt this bullshit foreigners broadcast. They don't give a shit.
No, and on top of that, they can't understand Dutch, so they probably like maybe he's saying something bad.
Yep.
You never know.
Kibosh it right now.
Yeah.
Why would he be standing here with all these police cars in the background, right?
Yeah.
You know, it looks bad. They'll say, "Wow, Khan, like go to a different area."
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting to put it in.
Twas.
So, guys, it's time for us to hit the Yumcha section of the show. And for those of you who don't know, this is when we sit and talk and just have a chat with you guys, go through the super chats. It stays up for the weekend. If you're watching it live, you get to watch it now. On Monday, we remove Yumcha, and then if you've missed it, you can catch it on Patreon. But there's no paywall, so if you catch it on the weekend, if you catch it now,
the paywall is up to you. If you're not here, patreon.com/ADV podcasts. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you for your support.
So for those of you who are watching this, you know, not live or not over the weekend, we'll catch you next time and stay awesome. And for those of you who are here, let's relax and
keep being awesome.
Yeah, let's relax for a little bit here and I don't know. Start a little bit of
this
chat.
tie loosening thing. I just can't deal with that. You could just keep it loose to begin with.
No, it's not how it works.
You need to choke yourself.
It's like
wear a hair shirt.
No, it's like if somebody's smoking, right? What do you say? Like, you don't need to light it.
Right. Well,
you can light it. You don't have to suck on it.
So you want the feeling of pressure on your neck.
No, it's not about the pressure on the neck. It's kind of like
Hold on, guys.
It's a signal. Yeah, it's a signal that you're done. Okay.
Okay, guys.
It's a signal. It's like a signal to yourself that, hey, it's
time
relaxed
to relax. Put down the briefcase.
It's like, they say kick off your shoes.
Right.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
What's wrong with you? You don't like having shoes? You don't like protecting your feet from the harsh elements of this earth when you walk?
I forgot we live on Mustafar in Star Wars.
You know how bad it is to go walk barefoot outside?
No, it's not that bad.
No, I'm saying like in like
snow,
a forest
it's bad.
and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah,
or
it's
like
horrible.
gravel, sharp broken glass. It's bad.
Not if you're a Sherpa.
Like for a long period of my youth, I actually used to walk around barefoot a lot.
Did you?
We used to live on a small holding, so it's kind of like a rural farm.
Yeah.
Pretty big. I'd say it's, I don't know, like 30, 40 acres or whatever it was.
Nice
so
size.
On a river. So I used to walk around barefoot a lot, and my feet became so tough.
Hardened.
I could stand on a sharp stone, I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
And then obviously I grew up and started wearing shoes properly, like a normal person.
Right. Instead of being like.
And then now if I go walk on gravel, I feel it, man.
Now you're like little Lord Fauntleroy. Before you were the peasant boy,
That's right. I was like living in that
for the
shack
family.
chained to the wall.
that was you in the past. Not to make light of that. To be
No,
honest.
of course not.
Gabriel A says Peter who?
Oh, yeah, we haven't spoken about Dr. Balzac, Dr. Peter Daszak, who helped the CCP cover its tracks and divert attention away from the pandemic when it was breaking out, and is very, very much responsible for the scientific community's silence on the whole thing.
Yeah. Koala1203 says, Happy 2022 Winter Olympics. Hope people attending will one day live in the fear.
We'll live in the fear.
Sure.
Hashtag boycott 2022 Beijing Olympics.
Yeah, look, seriously, guys, I hate it when people tell me what I can and can't do, so I'm not going to tell you not to watch it if you really want to watch it. But if you're a moral person, don't watch it.
Oh, I agree.
I'm just saying,
please don't.
We
don't
shouldn't be encouraging them.
No.
If they get good numbers, and if everyone walks away saying that was a success, we made money on advertising and stuff, then what's going to stop them from supporting this bullshit regime in the future?
I'm actually going to pull up the list of companies that you need to start calling. Or boycotting. It's up to you.
I wouldn't start telling people to go harass anyone now.
I'm not telling anyone to do that, but I would like people to, if they're upset enough, to call the hotlines provided for customer service.
Right.
To tell them why it's not a good idea to do that.
Sure.
Give me a second. I have a list right here.
Okay.
We got Coca-Cola.
Is
Dr. Pepper a Coca-Cola product?
I don't know, man. Lots of things are Coca-Cola products.
It's a Pepsi product, I believe. Yeah.
You would have thought.
We're good.
I'll be honest.
We're good.
Coke's way better than Pepsi, though.
It is, but I'm drinking Dr. Pepper.
It's just the truth. What makes him a doctor?
I don't know, man.
All right.
General Electric. GE, isn't that insane?
Yeah, General Electric doesn't just make ovens and stuff like that.
No.
They actually make jet engines for military fighter jets and stuff.
Yes.
They should probably be thinking about where they're throwing their money.
Yeah, so if you're a consumer of any of these products, you call their hotline and you say, why are you supporting a genocide Olympics? And I'm curious what their excuse is going to be.
Yeah, just a query. You don't have to harass
No, it's
them.
not like, stop in your tracks. It's like, why are you doing this? I want to know, and I want to see the reasoning. Oh, we didn't know? Oh, we try to stay out of political situations? Well, the Olympics is political now because it's been hosted in a genocide country. So,
yeah.
Visa International, McDonald's.
Well, I mean, McDonald's is huge in China. They have to. That's their biggest market, probably.
It's no excuse.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
it's okay, McDonald's. You can have a McGenocide.
No, I
it's
can
okay.
understand why they do it, is what I'm saying.
I don't.
I mean, I understand why. I'm not saying it's moral.
Sure. Johnson & Johnson. Put away that baby shampoo.
Yeah, exactly.
Dump your baby shampoo out. Adidas.
Well, yeah. Shoes, man.
Omega.
The
watches, I guess, right?
Well, it's not like I can afford one. No, man, I have a Casio.
Nice.
It looks fancy, but it's just a Casio. I have a Casio edifice.
Volkswagen?
Well, that's a bit of a repeat of history, isn't it?
Guys. That's not a great idea, Volkswagen. That's not a great idea. You guys didn't escape the first genocide, and you're not escaping the second one.
Volkswagen, which is people's wagon.
Yep, that's right. Folks. Those folks. It's probably where it came from, eh?
The folks, from folk. Yeah, definitely. That means people.
Yep.
Eine Volk. You know what I mean?
I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't give a Volk.
I really don't like Volkswagen.
They're pretty boring cars, aren't they?
Mm.
I like Scirocco's. Those are pretty cool.
Those are
Old
cool.
ones.
I had a, I never would have bought it, but I had this opportunity where I needed a car, and it just so happened that a very good condition VW Golf, as we call it. You call it a Rabbit or something here?
It's a Golf.
Is it a Golf?
Yeah.
No, not those old ones. The square ones.
Yeah, it's a Golf.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Why do I always see people calling it a Rabbit? No, it's called a Rabbit here.
No, it's not.
The one show me.
What year? Tell me a year.
Probably like a 1997 or something.
Like this one?
No. Type a 97 Golf Rabbit, VW Rabbit, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
What? We don't have. We had those in the 80s.
Well then.
What are you talking about? This?
No. Yes, that.
This is a Golf. This is a Golf, dude. Look, 86 VW Golf.
Okay, put Golf.
This crap.
Yeah, that crap.
Yeah, that's a Golf. We don't. It's not a Rabbit. It's a
okay,
Golf.
so it's a type of VW Rabbit then.
I know they exist, but in
What is
America,
that?
it's a Golf. It's just a Golf, dude. We have Volkswagen Golfs. This
No,
is not,
that's what I had.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but why do you call it a Rabbit? Where does that
We
come
don't.
from?
It's called a Golf.
It's not.
It's called a Golf in America. It's literally called Golf.
I know the new ones are.
No, it was always called a Golf.
So then why is it called a Rabbit?
There was a Rabbit in America. I think the Rabbit was diesel.
So wait, it was just a Golf.
Yeah, so
Diesel was called a Rabbit.
It looks like a Golf.
Okay.
But it's like a diesel. I remember my neighbor had one. It was always a Golf.
Hmm.
People are talking about shit in the comments. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I think
they were called Rabbits as well. Yeah, they were called Golfs. But there in America. I think it was because it was a diesel. I'm pretty because we don't have diesels here, so they use that other name for that one. Right.
Okay. Either way, it was that like the first generation.
Sure.
And in South Africa, they kept making the first generation.
The City Golf. Right. That's
all the way up until like the 2000s, I believe.
Right.
So mine was actually kind of a newer one, actually. And it was a Golf.
Yeah.
But it was like a first generation, you know, that square crap with the wind-up windows. And the Golf, the gear stick was actually a golf ball.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yes. I know that one. Yeah, the GTI Golf.
Awful car. No air conditioning, no power steering, carburetor, you know. We're talking about a new car, by the way. Mine,
yeah, because they kept making the Gen 1.
Now that I think back, mine was probably like 98, 97 thereabouts. But yeah, carbureted, absolute junk. But you could go and buy... That's one thing about South Africa, because they kept it going for so long.
Yes.
You could go buy brand new parts for it.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah, so I mean, you need a little knob. Dude, I gotta tell you, I've never told you this story. I was driving through Melville. Okay, remember, this is like a fancy it's a hipster part of Johannesburg.
Sure.
So it's like, what would you call it? Anyway, whatever it is, it's got those places like the Cat's Pajamas and all these like question mark and all these like fancy hipster ass terrible places that people go and pretend to be all cool or whatever, right? Driving through there. And I'm just in a bad mood. And this guy in a BMW, like, he just pulls out in front of me, cuts me off. It's like, I'm like, what the? You know, like, real. Didn't even look. Just piece of crap. So I'm like, fuck this. So, you know, being a young dumbass that I am, I'm like, well, screw you. So I, like, accelerate around him and cut him off. You know, that kind of, get him back. You know, you do that kind of shit. You're young. So he obviously is driving a freaking very expensive BMW, and I'm driving a 1.3 liter Golf. Okay, so it's no way I can overtake him.
No.
So he like overtakes me again, and he like does this whole thing where he parks in such a way that I can't get past, and he gets out and he starts. It's this big black guy, right?
Yeah.
And he comes and you can see, you know when people have that look on their face where they're smiling, but they're smiling because they're gonna punch you.
Because they're gonna kick your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he comes all the way up to me, and I so quickly locked my door with my elbow that I broke the knob off. Okay. And I broke the knob off, and he came up, and he had like a nightstick or whatever it was. I used to carry a gun though, so I just kind of put my gun on my lap, and when he saw that, he turned around and just walked away. Yeah. I didn't point it or anything.
Sure,
no, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, I could go into the VW dealership and buy a new knob just to put it in right there. They just bought it out the parts.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought I'd tell you that story.
No, it's funny.
It's kind of crazy.
China had the similar thing with the Volkswagen Santana.
Yeah.
They made the Gen 1 Volkswagen Santana in the 2000s. So imagine this 80s car being made in China because they bought all the factories. From
They
Germany.
bought all the dyes and the presses and stuff. I remember that.
So you could buy a new old 80s car, a very similar thing. The whole plant just got moved there, and they just kept making them.
Yeah.
Dion Chapman, 2 years ago, my wife was nearly stuck in China. The day after all flights from China were stopped, who would have thought it would still be going now?
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? And I don't see it opening.
No, it's tough.
Mihak Robin says, cool glasses. Thank you very much. Crabman says, you would make more money from super chats if you told people that 10,000 is a really unlucky number in China. Did you guys hear that 10,000 is actually super unlucky? If one was to send us $10,000, man, what bad fortune we would have in the end.
You know, I forgot to say something during this whole stream. I have to get on it now. It's important. And it's got to do with mental health in China. I'll be quick about this. I just wanted to put it out. One of my wife's duties, because she's a doctor, was to look after mental patients in her area, in the Shaochu. You know, they call it, it's like neighborhood, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, to look after the mental patients, how it works in China is the state doesn't do anything. All they do is they instruct a doctor to be responsible to call the families.
Yeah.
So it's like once a month they have to call, okay, they've got like, I don't know, 10 families that have got like a mental patient, somebody who goes crazy or whatever. They call them up and they ask, have you been giving them medicine? And they say yes or no. If they say no, not much they can do about it. If they say yes, they're like, good, okay, any changes type thing. So they just call to check up. And then if there's like an extreme case where, we try to give them medicine, but they're like, I don't know, they keep stabbing the neighbors or something, or some crazy thing, or they keep breaking, whatever they do, right? Then my wife would have to phone, there's like one policeman that's responsible. She'd phone him and tell him. And if any action needed to be taken, he would do it. So you see how it works is it's got nothing to do with anyone but the family. The families are left alone to look after a mentally disabled person with no assistance at all from the state at all. And I think that's one of the main reasons why these atrocious things happen. It's because there's no oversight. You got a mentally disabled person in your house, nobody gives a shit. Okay, China's not the kind of place where you can get disability or anything like that. So you've got this person and they just do whatever they want. And when the doctor calls to say, is everything okay? They just say, yes, okay, call the next person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's no real liability there.
No.
Or responsibility.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's awful.
It's horrible. Indo-Pacific and World Affairs says, is China still restricting issuance of new passports? Yes, they are. Or renewal to Chinese people ostensibly due to COVID-19. You're absolutely correct. They have not rectified that yet. They are not issuing new passports to people. It's a little bit alarming.
A little bit of advice is anyone who is Chinese who's planning to travel back to China for whatever reason and your passport's like on the brink of expiry, get it renewed at your consulate in the country you're in.
Yes.
Because that'll probably happen. But if you're in China and you try to renew it, we've been hearing a lot of people that tell us that they're just not renewing them.
Chinese people, yeah.
Yeah, Chinese people, yeah.
Koala 1203, the thoughts on the graphic novel Tiananmen 1989 by Lun Zhang. He is a sociology teacher who took a part of the protests.
I haven't seen it.
Nope.
Yeah.
Might look it up though. Casey Wartham. Cheers to you guys for fighting in the information war. Providing truth in the world of lies. I've learned so much about China from you guys, the good and the bad. Thank you very much. Ethan Bradbury, so authentic Chinese food is steroids. What? Oh.
Yeah, the meat.
Well, the meat, yeah. They pump so many hormones and steroids into the animals that they do carry over into consumption. So good point, Ethan Bradbury. Slammin'. Is that a...
I don't know. It looks like it could be all right.
Cool. Yeah, good reviews. Yeah, check it out. Kathleen Morrison, official report. Time of death 414. Cause of death cringe. She died at cringe at Cardi C's.
Yeah, dude.
Do you want to build a snowman?
It's awful.
You want to have fun with no man?
Yeah.
Can we bring that back up for a second?
Yeah,
I think everyone wants a little taste.
I think. How about we play without interrupting it?
Yes, everyone, we'll mute our mics so then people can have an unadulterated version.
Yeah, I think that's why you stick around this long in the show, right? Because
Yeah.
you want to see that all 7 of you. Oh, sorry, all 3,000 is something.
What the hell's going on?
You know what I think's happening is the algorithm probably picked up on all that chaining sex slave stuff, and they're like, we gotta check, like quickly,
this is
stop,
bad.
just stop quickly, like censor it, make sure, and they're doing that all the time.
Yes,
you know,
that's probably.
And then the censor's like, we'll let it pass. We'll let it pass.
Yeah. But it's not monetized.
No, absolutely not. Okay, let's play this.
Sure.
Could just like to hate.
With this part, obviously they can't hear.
Do you wanna build a snowman?
Not with you, that's for sure.
You want to have fun with no man.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you wanna build a snowman? Does it have to be a snowman? I wanna ski in snowland. With my body's right at bobsleigh. There's just no time to waste. Come here to your wet play. TikTok is just about the time. Snow current in the mountains and a lesson in your life. First thing first, try for skiing as a starter. Then we do cross country as we play harder. They do freestyle in their ski. I do a freestyle in my song. Now I know I don't need to play that winter game so long. Why don't you come during the Olympics in February? Why don't we have fun to keep all the maps necessary? Nothing can stop as we know they combine. Both short tracks, speed skating and bass, and I'm fine. Do you wanna build a snowman? Let's go and play, have fun with snowman. Do you wanna build a snowman? Doesn't have to be a snowman. We can just ski in snowland. Do you wanna build a snowman? Let's go and play, have fun with snowman. Do you wanna build a snowman? Doesn't have to be a snowman. We can just have fun in snowland.
Escucha, amigo, amiga, arriba. Deja a un lado tus problemas. Por este momento vamos a ese juegos olímpicos. Termino el mundo patinaje. Luego vamos a masaje. Y ahora tenemos tiempo. Aquí al vino. Ven a celebrarlo ese febrero.
Do you wanna build a snowman? Let's go and play, have fun with snowman. Do you wanna build a snowman? Doesn't have to be a snowman. We can just ski in snowland. Do you wanna build a snowman? Let's go and play, have fun with snowman. Do you wanna build a snowman? Doesn't have to be a snowman. We can just have fun in snowland.
See.
I still don't know how you have fun with no man.
I'm still confused about that. I love the what was this you do freestyle in your skis.
Yeah, in your
I
ski.
do it on my song.
Yes.
That was a good one. I am appalled. I mean, it's definitely the worst. It's the worst rap we featured yet, I think.
I don't know.
What do you think's worse? It's worse than Cotton. Cotton
Yeah.
was more clever than that.
I guess maybe.
What's been worse? Because like Larch, that's great.
We got his sessions. Yeah, I mean, but that's
amazing.
just good. Yeah, that's good. This is just cringe.
I mean, it's funny. I'm just trying to think if have we featured anything worse than this. I think this may be the new top.
It might be.
I'm out to have fun with no man either way.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent stuff.
KW New York Upstate says she does freestyle in herself. She should just get a boyfriend. She
probably, sick burn.
I shouldn't have read that.
No.
I didn't mean to read that.
Yeah, well.
That's dirty.
Yeah.
We don't go there.
Yeah.
She probably does have a boyfriend or married.
Or she messes around with Yadzi, you know?
有爱心的外国人 says, can you give some advice on setting up and browsing Weibo?
Weibo.
Oh, we meant Weibo. It says D.
Yeah, well,
yeah, but don't make fun of me.
Maybe mix up the B and D. They're quite far away from each other on the keyboard, so it's always a possibility.
Whoa,
yeah.
Slip.
It's like I meant that. Yeah.
We don't mean to make fun of me.
No, of course.
Yeah. Should I get a burner phone for the required phone number? Abso-frickin-lutely.
Yes.
Is VPN into Hong Kong helpful instead of connecting to another location? Yeah. So if you want to participate or troll Chinese media, like state media and stuff, and you want to go on WeChat, Weixin, or Weibo, which is like Chinese Twitter, get a burner phone, burner number. Make sure all of your location settings and all that kind of stuff is turned off. Make sure you don't use your real avatar or real name when you do this, and connect to a VPN through Hong Kong. Therefore, China actually blocks outside IP addresses from seeing their own stuff. So use that. If you use a Hong Kong IP on a VPN, you'll actually be able to get inside of the Great
Firewall. It's very frustrating.
You
know, when we have to get articles and stuff of Weibo, you always get that like passport.weibo.com, and it's like, oh, you're not allowed to basically get in without signing in and having an account.
So we use burner accounts and burner phones.
Yes.
Always use an Android for that stuff. It seems to be like you can see all the juice. Yeah, Android's just set up great to see all the trash in Chinese internet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're going to get malware up the wazoo.
Yeah, that's just part of the fun, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Rudel Strudel says, I've tried skipping forward, and then I realized it was a rap that was playing live. Great show. but always find it less cringy content or I'll OD.
yeah.
We're sorry, but you have to put up with it because it's reality of life.
That is
Sweet
like
and sour.
official Chinese stuff. That's
They
like
paid money for that.
Yeah, the government's like, yes.
It's not just for fun.
No.
That's what's offensive about it. Be a shitty rapper, be a shitty singer. Don't dance properly. I get it. Whatever.
This
Have
is for
fun on YouTube.
propaganda.
This is hired by the state media, and she was propelled to the top position of the New Year's gala.
We'll definitely focus on that next week because it's something to unpack. I'll tell you that much.
Anyway, Ghost Wolf Declassified says Russia and China claim that they're allied with each other. They are not. In reality, however, they have a lot of long-standing territorial disputes. Correct.
Did you know in what was it, 68 or something like that? 68, they had a war with the Soviet Union. Do you know that Mao Zedong was so afraid of the Soviets nuking Beijing that he built an entire labyrinth of tunnels underneath Beijing?
He even considered sucking up to the U.S. because he was so scared of the Soviet Union.
Yeah, it's coming up in an upcoming video of mine. I'm going to be talking all about that.
Yeah, I was curious on how people in China view their country's current relations with Russia. Here's what this looks like. Chinese people are more apt to say, yes, I believe the propaganda. We are allied with Russia. They are our great friend now. Russian people are the exact opposite. JETS says Cardi C was definitely rapping about Darren Kenneth O'Brien. Trust me. Who's that?
No idea.
I'm always scared to read names because you get some weirdos and put like freaking
Snow. His name is Snow.
Okay. So it's
yeah.
All right.
Maybe have fun in Snowland.
Have fun with No Man.
Yeah, in Snowland.
In Snowland.
By yourself. Yes, Cardi C. Go have fun by yourself in the snow.
Gabriel, I presume a Spanish speaker, says that Spanish is so cringy. I died twice inside 0 out of 10. That's great. Nice. I'm not going to read the next one.
Okay.
What the mother?
Why not?
No, I'm just... Snap always gets me, you know?
Yeah.
This YouTube needs to sort their shit out. It's getting bad.
Yeah, this whole thing's really...
The view count.
Yeah.
The super
well,
chats.
I honestly think view counts because of all the rather dodgy content we were showing earlier.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't just outright give it an age restriction and, demonetize. Well, it's demonetized, but I mean, I'm surprised they didn't just give it a complete age restriction and take it off the air.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't show anything bad. We didn't show the actual instances.
No, I mean, we showed...
But it's bad.
People chained to walls.
Yeah, but it's not the acts.
No, it's in an educational
well, it is.
context.
That's the whole point, right?
Yes.
We're showing... What do you think? We're showing that for fun?
No. I would never do that.
No. Deadmo, I've been watching since 2018, a first time super chat. Thanks for all the awesome content. We need a counter for every time that Serpent ZA says, the matter of fact is...
Fact of the matter is.
Fact of the matter is, sorry. JETS says, can we acknowledge that in the year of the tiger, the CCP demand for tiger penis has led to poaching of tigers to near extinction?
Well, maybe. We'll have to look at it.
It's already an issue, right? Vincent Keith says, given the CCP views on blacks, rap seems like an odd choice. Well, they tried to ban it. Remember? We actually did a video on China about that.
Yeah, we've got a video where we were stuck in this massive thunderstorm in Taiwan and we pulled over and filmed about like the whole rap situation in China. So.
Yeah, so they just couldn't control it. It was just getting too popular.
It's too popular. Yeah. You can't. Like, you could try.
Logo App says, guys, I have a secret file, Sandwich Biden.
Oh, really?
Do you now?
Sandwich Biden.
You better find a way to get that to us. About the whereabouts of Chinese Ox. I don't want to know where he is and how much time before he finds out, so I'm living in the fear.
We'll live in the fear.
Poor guy, my cousin, under duress. You need to reach out.
Remember, there's still more clips from that movie.
Oh, there's lots.
Yeah, we got to... There's
You know what's even better? What? There's more movies.
There is. Oh, we got lots of gold coming your way. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah. Philip, hey, I'm interested in cultural differences. In China, is there pressure to be humble, or is it acceptable to discuss achievements? I've noticed some countries like the US are more tolerant, while Nordic nations aren't so much. Definitely okay to brag and show off in China. Faux show.
You know what was shocking to me when I first got to China is that every time I meet up with my friends, and let's say I bought a new phone, I'd be like, hey, look, I got a new phone. The first question is, how much? It's just normal. That is the number one question you'll get whenever you're talking about something new. Yeah. How much? How much did it cost you?
You got a new car. How much?
Yeah.
A new house. How much?
Yeah. It's because it's all about, bragging about how much you spent and blah, blah, blah. How much? But it's also like they want to know how much it costs in case they want to go buy it type thing. But it's
also
just how much?
How much do you earn?
Yes.
Totally public information
in
China.
They ask me all the time, how much is your salary? How much do you earn? I'm like,
it's not private.
It's not your business. You know?
Doc Slothington has slipped again into a cringe coma. The hardcore thug beat, the optional snowman. There doesn't have to be a snowman.
No.
And the Spanish was enough to overcome his cringe tolerance once again.
Excellent.
That's awesome. So we're pushing people to get past their cringe tolerance.
Correct.
Keep in mind that we had to watch that in the wild first. So,
Yeah,
we've prepped ourselves.
Yeah, we knew what was coming.
Rum Runner, if the PLA is as effective as the propaganda department, Taiwan has nothing to fear. How can they be anti-sissy men but have male figure skaters? A conundrum indeed, Rum Runner. NCOM PLA Sad says they should play the Snowman song over loudspeakers in Ukraine. Then I'm sure my brothers from Ukraine would surrender. Cheers from Poland. Yeah, they would. There'd be no more conflict.
Yeah,
they'd just
be
give
like,
over to Russia.
Just turn it off, please.
Yeah. There doesn't have to be a snowman. There would be no man.
Yeah.
In that
there would be no man.
Pinocchio gifts. Lightseeker is making his super chats less and less descriptive just to save his ass. And I appreciate that.
Because apparently Peter Balzac is the one who keeps banning him if he puts Pinocchio gifts.
Imagine like a court case where someone's suing for defamation and Balzac's lawyer standing there and he's like, they were sending Pinocchio gifts.
I don't think that would go very well.
I don't think so. Yeah. The jury would enjoy that. Daniel, thank you very much, Daniel. You're amazing too. Stephen Kraft, hey guys, I want to see sites in China like the Forbidden City and the Terracotta Army, but I'm definitely against CCP required malware placed on my devices to get in the country. Any thoughts? Well, you won't be able to go anyway.
Yeah, you can't. Look, here's the thing. If you're really worried about that, then just take a burner phone with you.
Yes,
a phone
always
that you use,
take a burner phone.
It's a phone you use in China. It's a phone that you completely disconnect and
Yes.
remove the battery and everything when you leave China.
Yeah, don't not take a burner phone.
If that's what you're concerned about.
NCOM Placid says China should play that card. Yep.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah.
Daft. Almost read that. I feel so fortunate.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daft69. JHS says, are you gentlemen aware that the Monaf Investments is doing in Zimbabwe? A Chinese coal mining company is forcing inhabitants of Binga out of their ancestral lands. Am I surprised?
That kind of stuff. Look, I did a whole video about how China's pretty much destroying Africa. If you want to take a look, it's on the Serpent ZA channel. Just search Serpent ZA Africa. I've got a number of videos about Africa, in fact, since I'm from there.
Yeah, it's great. Mr. Natif also said virginity is
cool.
Come on,
it's supposed to be security.
Is cool. What up?
Yes.
Nice. Retrig 202. Nice Apex hoodie sea milk. Wow, even more respect than I already had for you. Thank you very much. Shifty, I always trusted you to tell me the most important things that I need to know about China. But yesterday I found the Super Idol song, and I can't believe y'all were holding out at me like that. I'm so shocked. We're not going to cover something that's deep into pop culture in the West. We're like hipsters. We only cover stuff that you don't know about yet, or maybe you only know a little bit about.
Sure.
Taz thank you guys for what you do. It's informative and entertaining. This is to help you with monetization from Saudi Arabia. Love you guys. Thank you very much.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Rates Strip Matter says, how inhumane chills. I hope something can be done. Well, if we talk about it, it might, again, embarrass them enough. We embarrass them enough to take away the ghoulie propaganda, genocide denial propaganda. We can embarrass them to do something about this too.
Absolutely.
J-Bone, I find it infuriating to read that this somehow is a responsibility of the feminists in the chat. It is not. This is a human rights issue. We are also very tired of people saying things like this. We find it disgusting on comments.
The fact of the matter is it actually has nothing to do with China.
No.
You know, like, well, I mean, that's the problem with China is there are no women's rights.
Yes.
You know, that's the big issue. And it comes up again and again. Again, the proof is in the pudding. Yes, everyone's like, oh, Chairman Mao said women hold up half the sky. What he meant is that women have to put in just as much hard labor in the fields as men do. It wasn't
but not get credit for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, it's a ridiculous situation. If people ever point to China as an example of equality of the sexes, they've got a screw loose in their heads. They have to go take a long walk off of a short plank into shark-infested waters.
Yes. Yeah. Rum Runner. So the CCP is literally harsher on possession of a picture of Dalai Lama. Yes, that is a crime. Than it is on possession of a kidnapped woman. Let that sink in. Yes, if you get caught with a picture of the Dalai Lama, you will be punished more than kidnapping a woman.
So by the way, it looks like because there's continuous outrage about this, that they're going to now do DNA tests to, you know, try and find out.
Sure they are.
Yeah, that's what they said. They're going to investigate more, make sure.
Domhnall, 1989, do you guys think the CCP's stranglehold on Australia can explain Australia's fascistic stance on COVID response? I don't think so.
Well, Australia is kind of like that woman chained up in the back of the...
At this point,
being raped by the CCP.
Inner Sync, can you explain how the one-child policy and having a slave woman for child breeding go together? I am confused.
Yeah, I think he probably started his public TikTok account only after they lifted
the ban.
Whole one-child policy.
What happens is if you have children outside of the one-child policy, which he did, they're unregistered children, so they can't go to school, they can't have public benefits or anything like that. Now they'd probably be grandfathered in because they've lifted.
Here's the thing: in those rural areas, what would happen in the past is you'd kind of have somebody who's responsible for checking up on the local villages. Okay, and so when you know that woman's not going to the hospital to give birth, right? She's literally giving birth in that disgusting shack out there.
Yes.
Okay, that's what's happening. So there's no official record of birth certificates or anything like this. So usually the person who's responsible checks up on families to make sure that the women aren't pregnant or stuff. They probably didn't even know she existed. She's tied up in a freaking shack. They probably hid her away during that time, put blankets over her or something if anyone came around. And this did happen a lot in rural China, is when families, they need more children because they need basically labor for the farm, right? They need that. It's something. So it would happen quite often that people would have more than one child in the rural areas. But those people, the children would never become legitimate citizens. They're what they call heiren. And it doesn't mean like black person. It just means like a gray area person, basically. They don't have an ID card. They don't have a hukou. But nobody needs to know because they don't get educated. They're not going to schools or anything. So they're just hanging around in those little, shacks and stuff. So they can fly under the radar. Yeah.
Someone is claiming conspiracy theory that I'm, being handled by my handler, so I can't talk about the COVID camps in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah. So here, Howard Springs, Australia police arrest quarantine escapees. Apparently there are remote camps around Australia holding, people that are unvaccinated.
Is that got to do with the immigrant thing, or is that just random people that they're putting in there?
Australia's draconian streak.
Because I can totally imagine a bunch
struggling
of
to find the COVID exit lane. A zero COVID strategy came at the expense of basic human decency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go. There's
so
lots.
Australia's doing the same thing, but that's why they're having to capture people that escaped. Nobody's escaping in China. You can't escape those. No. In Australia, I can just imagine they're like, screw this, Bruce. Get me some VB or whatever, and they break out.
I love that there were Australian people in here that were I'm now CIA because I refuse to talk about the COVID camps in Australia. How does that compute?
Also, what does that have to do with China?
That's
I love this.
That's why I said I didn't say there's no COVID camps in Australia. I said you asked, are there COVID camps in China related to China?
Yes.
In Australia related to China? No, I don't think
it's just
they are.
whataboutism, you know.
Anyway, Winter Phoenix Kieran is.
Dude, I just got to say, whataboutism pisses me off so much.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's like, hey, look, someone's being stabbed to death right over there. So America stabbed someone to death 20 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
Who cares?
Guantanamo.
Yeah, it's like, okay, yes, and that has to be dealt with too. But I'm talking about something that's happening right now here. Doesn't matter if someone else behaved badly in any way, shape, or form. Correct. This needs some attention right now. This we can prevent right now. Right. Just because someone else did something, a grandfather stabbed someone, doesn't mean that this person needs to be stabbed right now and ignored.
No.
Yeah, whataboutism.
Winter Phoenix Forest Kieran says, is it true people can buy wives in China?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Does it happen in Shanghai or just rural parts on the border of China?
Dude. Oh, man. It's so hilarious. Remember that case a couple of years ago where they were being swindled?
Yes.
So basically, Vietnamese women, okay?
I love this.
Were being sold to villagers. Because, there's a woman shortage. So, the village guys would all get together and get all their savings together. They pay an agent, okay? And the agent goes and fetches these women from Vietnam and sells them to the men, okay? So this agent comes with a van, drops off all these women, basically. So now everyone's happy in the village, okay? Now they've all got wives. The wives stick around for a little bit, the agent gets paid, and then in the middle of the night, they all disappear. All the women disappear. Bam! One night, like a week later or something. Then, in the village over in the next area, these guys are suddenly buying the same woman from the same agent. It was a scam! These guys were going around village to village taken all the savings of everyone to sell them these wives, and then he'd come in his little van in the middle of the night at a predetermined time. All the women would escape, get in the van, go to the next village, rinse and repeat. It was hilarious.
I love that because if anyone deserves to be scammed, it's human traffickers.
Oh yeah, well no, but the human traffickers were scamming
people that would participate.
People
in human
that
trafficking.
would buy women. Yes, absolutely.
It's fascinating.
So that's pretty funny.
Yeah, but to answer you seriously, a lot of North Koreans are captured, Vietnamese, Laotians, and Burmese women are captured because they're border regions.
Yeah.
And then also they're sold to poor farmers in China. Number 2, human trafficking amongst Chinese people, massive.
Kidnapping is huge.
Huge.
Look, I cannot tell you how bad it is because, of course, it's a big loss of face for China. Okay?
Yes.
The scale of kidnapping is off the frickin' wall. Okay? All you need to do is go live in China. And you'll notice that children are not left unattended, ever, by their grandparents or by the mothers and stuff. They are terrified to leave them alone in the park, turn their backs on them for a minute because of the amount of kidnappings that happen in China. It's crazy. You look at those websites that are set up for all those hundreds of thousands of children that are missing. Okay, you look at the footage. There's tons of CCTV footage of children being kidnapped. It's an awful situation that happens in China. So children are kidnapped and then sold to rural families.
Yes.
And I remember this one particular thing that really pissed me off is they caught this woman, this Ai, and she'd kidnapped like over 40 kids. Okay, she admitted it, like a huge. Actually, it was more than that. I can't remember, but a huge amount. And they asked her like, "Don't you feel any like repercussions?" Like, no, it's fine. They can just have another one. You know,
it's a thing, not a child.
It's not a human.
Not a
being.
human being.
It's like it doesn't matter. It's free basically because they can have another one. She just,
that's the logic.
Try to befriend the kid, kidnap them, go sell them. Had a halfway house and stuff. Oh, you can read up on about it, but it's disgusting. Okay, and I myself, having stopped an actual beggar gang that was using, I presume, kidnapped children because they were passing around the same child to different women to beg on the subways in Shenzhen. I actually put a stop to that. I grabbed one of them and took them off with the kid and got the police involved. And I'd been taking photos for a couple of days of the same kid strapped to the back of different women trying to beg in a drugged state because the kid never made a noise, could barely open its eyes, and it's like a 2-year-old. And the cops actually arrested them and put up a big banner with their photos and stuff outside. Like, if you see people like this, don't give money, which is a big proud moment for me. But the fact that even I got involved in that shows you how big it is.
They wouldn't have done anything.
No.
Even the cops, if they saw it, they would have done nothing unless you said it because you embarrassed them.
Yeah. Well, you know what happened, which was kind of funny. Before I actually went and grabbed her and took her off the train that time, is she came in again, this one woman that I'd seen before, and the people next to me were starting to give her money. And I actually said to everybody, stop giving her money. And I showed pictures on my phone. I'm like showing everyone, look, this is the same woman, same child. Look, this is a different woman, same child. And people started to get actually quite agitated. They were like, oh shit. Like, they were starting to get angry. But if I hadn't pointed that out,
Nope.
And that was on the Shenzhen metro.
Yeah, main city.
Yeah, the first tier city. Anyway, like this kidnapping thing is huge in China. It's a massive, and it's not talked about enough.
Yeah,
basically.
David Brooks says, have you seen Wham in China, Foreign Skies documentary? Weird to see in China in the 80s, and George Michael saying how unmodernized it is.
No, I haven't seen that.
Mr. Tambourine Man 20Z, thank you for your hard work. Lots of beauty in this world, but a lot of horrifying cruelty.
Yeah.
It needs to be addressed head on, regardless of what YouTube's monetization policies say. That is correct. Thank you very much.
I agree. Thank you
for helping squash that.
Yeah.
David Brooks, Wham actually found it hard to perform for people who had not heard too much rock and roll before the concerts like that.
Interesting. Let me.
Hontus Farmer says, brand deals for slavers. Just when you think it's the bottom of the barrel, it just keeps going. It does. It does, doesn't it? Anthony Saints, stay positive, guys. You keep kicking the CCP's butt. We will.
Yeah.
Ghost Wolf Declassified. A few weeks ago, I accidentally fell asleep through one of your shows, and I was jolted awake by the Cardi C Cotton soundbite. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I swear the woman should be an alarm clock.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll make her new song part of that endeavor. Wham in China.
Yeah, that's the thing he was talking about.
Fascinating. I mean, it's old. Yeah.
Wow, it's
That's
86.
when I was born. Wow. Grace Swanstorm, thank you very much. Han W, this is why I'll never move back to China. Winston has a good point. Channels like Asian Boss only do interviews in Shanghai or Beijing.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Get them to go to just a second-tier city somewhere for once.
And ask the real questions that actually people want to
Yeah,
ask.
actually real questions.
Not bullshit.
The thing is, nobody can answer them.
Nope.
Not on a camera. They
And
never.
they can't ask them.
No, they can't. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Crazy.
Legal Eagle in Imperial China. If the magistrate judge got a decision wrong, he was punished. A great disincentive for corruption. Pity they don't bring that back. Nanda Mary says, this makes me sad. Humanity is basically selfish and depraved. Those that do good and give to others are the exception. And we hope most of you that are watching do that.
Right.
Fractal, you should go on Timcast IRL. They have an open invitation for you. Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah. Well,
we keep getting our messages crossed with that.
Yeah. Luca Backy, you are awesome and handsome. F the haters. Thank you very much, Luca. Doc Slothington, the view count seems to be a glitch. It was doing that on another live stream I saw earlier. It's just YouTube being bad.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Eddie from Mexico. Hey guys, I know this is old news, but I wanted to hear what you guys thought about Uncle Roger deleting videos with Mike Chen, someone who doesn't like the CCP, with Asian Boss and other big creators pandering to China. I think people will see this as okay. That's a great question, Eddie, and thank you for being so generous. So
we made a whole episode about that.
Yeah, but what happened was Mike Chen is actually an anti-CCP guy.
Yeah.
And he is a YouTuber as well. He does a lot of food stuff. Decent bloke. Then you have this other guy that you brought up, Uncle Roger, who actually capitulated to the CCP. And after all that backlash of Uncle Roger kind of doing that, him deleting those videos was kind of a blow to really freedom of speech in general, because you shouldn't be like, I will not be associated with a genuine person that actually stands up for human rights.
If you take a look, episode 44
It's
of the
episode
ADV
44.
podcast is completely dedicated to that topic.
Of course, it's episode 44.
It is. It's episode 44. We just didn't have enough 4s today.
Hook us up with some more 4s, guys. Oh my God.
It is. I'm not even kidding. The runtime of episode 44 is 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 40 seconds. That, you can't make this shit up.
Come on!
I'm not even... Go look for yourself.
I see it.
How's that possible?
Come on!
That's just ridiculous.
Enough of the 4s.
Wow.
Anyway, that's a great question, Eddie. I'm glad that we have a whole episode dedicated to that, episode 44.
It's literally 3 4s in a row. Right there.
Give me a effing break.
I know.
LL Platzo88 says, hey guys, for a super chat, as a result of things like this, is there much vigilante action or appeals to local criminals, sort of?
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of thug hiring in China.
Big time.
It happened to this ESL teacher I knew. So basically what he was doing was, he's working for one of those small training centers. It's kind of run by one of those annoying auntie types, okay?
Happy elephant.
Yeah, she's not quite an IE yet, but she's almost there. It's a late 30s type, very high-pitched voice, very annoying, and wrangles the foreigners type.
Oh, yeah.
And then the guy started teaching for a business across the road, like after competition. So she hired thugs to kidnap him.
Yeah, they do that. It happens a lot.
Yeah, to kidnap and threaten him. Yeah.
One time I saw thugs roll up on a bar, grab a guy out, cut his ear off in the trunk, and then throw him on the street.
Ouch. I didn't see that.
It was in the back of a Toyota Crown.
Nice.
One of those old ones.
Ouch.
Sheena Zhong, have a great weekend, guys. Always the best part of my week.
Thank you
very much, Zhong Sheena.
Yeah, you too.
Black Mars Zero, thank you for sharing this abhorrent information that is never corrected.
Abhorrent.
That's what I just said.
You said abhorrent.
Abhorrent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's that weird accent again.
Yeah, so weird. That's only the majority of English speakers in the world,
Really?
Yeah. You think more British people speak English than Americans?
No, I'm not saying that, but I think you could combine all the other accents together and we'd create this force that overcomes.
Who are we? What is your accent?
Every other
South
accent.
Africans?
Every other accent,
Oh, okay.
English-speaking accent.
Okay, so that you now have a force.
Yeah, a force for good.
Oh my gosh.
Where we say banana instead of banana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have a way bigger military than your force.
Combine all the forces. By your forces combined.
Fair enough. You guys would have like India.
We say potato. Actually, you say potato too.
Yeah.
So, you have to be something else, like dance.
Yeah,
We say dance and vase.
And we would just fight with words.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You'd have like a...
We don't actually kill each other.
No, of course
Oh,
not.
okay.
It'd be like a word battle.
Oh, nice.
Like a spelling bee, and you'd lose because the
like
majority of
the
Americans
Force.
would say your instead of your.
And it's based on how many, right?
By the way, I'm just saying that because of the amount of comments I get from
Sure.
American people.
American people are really nice about
They're-
foreign
No,
accents.
I love American people, okay? Favorite people in the world, to be honest. But when it comes to that your and your thing, stop. What caused
Is that
that?
American? Because that's embarrassing.
What caused that?
I hate people that screw up your and your.
Yeah, like your and your.
Yeah.
What is wrong? Like, do people not understand that?
We're
it's two
talking
different
about
words?
when you don't put the re at the end of your, like
Yeah, it's
you
like-
are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like you're a moron, but they say you're a moron.
Yeah, that's just bad
Yeah,
English.
stop that, please.
You lose any argument, even if I agree with you. I'm not going to
Yeah,
agree with you. If
don't
you make
don't
that
do that.
mistake.
Learn the difference between the two, please. I implore you.
I agree as well.
Yeah. Okay. So you
anyway.
see, we fought for good.
Yes.
And we came up with the one strategy to get rid of this disgusting your and your mistake.
We're going to squash the accent beef, and we're going to
Mm.
say the world unite against the your abusers.
Yeah, exactly. So whether you say you're a banana or you're a banana,
Right. That's fine. Just
correct.
spell
Just say
your
you're.
correctly.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
He said, is RAPE widely accepted rape? Why did I just spell that?
I don't
Also, as prostitution, we're already demonetized. I have
Yeah,
that gut
sure,
instinct not
sure.
to do it. Also, as prostitution encouraged to redirect this energy. Prostitution is rampant.
It's very
Rape
rampant.
is not accepted at all.
No, not at all. But it
it's-
happens a lot.
But it happens a lot. A. Watson says, she says, look at me, I punish corrupt officials. Then when she's people praise and reward corrupt actions and abuses. Not a person worthy of president for life.
Yeah.
Agreed. That's a good point. Minako-san, thank you very much. Very nice of you. Jimmy Black, thank you very much. Logo app, it just jumped from 6 to 4K viewers. Lamau, why? There's some stupid glitch right now.
Definitely.
Drew Mictigue. Can you speculate on Xi Jinping's favorite dinosaur? That's very simple. If you really think about it, it's definitely... what is that?
I don't know. Allosaurus. No, that's too big. Should be something just pudgy and small. What's that thing with like the ball on the like a
Ankylosaurus.
Yes.
That one looks pretty regarded, doesn't it?
I guess.
Yeah.
Probably.
See, I said
Ankylosaurus.
regarded.
Yes, regarded.
Ankylosaurus.
Yes.
That's a pretty stupid
It's
dinosaur.
got like that bald patch
It
head.
looks so dumb.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's his favorite one.
Well, because he is that,
Yeah,
really.
he is pretty much.
You know there's someone scurrying away making fan art of that right now on the subreddit.
Ankylosaurus Xi Jinping.
Ankylosaurus Xi
That'd be good.
Jinping, for sure.
Yep.
I never stopped reading I got to finish reading the bad companies that are sponsoring the Olympics.
You got up to Volkswagen. What else is next?
I don't need to say the Chinese ones because we know
No,
what
they have to, right?
Eastman Kodak, BHP,
Billiton,
Lenovo, which is a Chinese
That's
company,
Chinese.
Panasonic, and Samsung. Airbnb.
Why? People can't even go there to see. You know why?
Just pitch a tent.
Yeah.
Pitch a tent if you're gonna go camp at someone's house. Don't use Airbnb. Alliance, Atos, Bridgestone.
Mm-hmm.
Their tires suck anyway, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean-
Intel. Kind of.
Yeah.
Please make them change their ways because we kind of need their stuff, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
And Procter and Gamble.
They're
Next.
taking a real gamble in this one.
They sure have. You guys are about to get real mad at all these angry customers.
Yeah.
Kurt,
I
Ohio.
feel like they
sir.
just visited the proctologist.
Nice. They took a gamble on that. Ended up at the proctologist.
Yeah, exactly.
You just got. I won't finish that.
Yeah.
Count Bifford, thank you very much. Koreans are outraged because China showcased Korean tradition as a Chinese minority culture in an opening ceremony. I truly think China trying to claim Korea belongs to China as they're doing it with Taiwan.
Dude, China tries to claim everything, and it gets to a point where they've self-deluded themselves into believing that it's all true.
Yes.
Like they did try to claim Korean culture. Remember the whole kimchi thing with
That's still going.
Lee Tzu-chi?
That's still going.
She's like, this is our traditional Chinese pickled vegetables, and she made kimchi.
And Korean people are very proud of kimchi.
Dude, it's like
I love
one.
kimchi.
It's
I love
one of their
Korean food.
most defining. And I'm not even trying to say that to be funny or anything. When I studied in the Shenzhen University with all those Korean students, they have children's books about kimchi. Because they
Yeah.
wanted to show some of their culture, and they brought in like a children's
Of course.
book
It's a
on
big
how to
deal.
make kimchi,
Yeah,
and it's like
it's a big deal.
Mama 做这,
We made
Mama
kimchi
泡
with,
这个菜, blah,
with
blah.
North
They
Koreans,
translated it.
remember?
Yeah,
In
no, it was
China.
amazing. Kimchi is definitely Korean, by the way, China. Look, you got a lot of great dishes, and
just let them have
why,
that.
Why can't you
please.
let them have their own cultural thing?
Now I have to say something, and I'm gonna get some people being like, oh yeah, blah, blah. But I'm not running defense for China.
Yeah.
But one of the ethnic minorities in China are Chinese Koreans.
Yes.
So they were representing the Korean outfit in the opening thing because they were representing all the 56 minorities. It's not that they were trying to say that. I mean, they maybe very well that could be another thing where they're trying to own Korea, but you understand what they're doing here.
Sure.
I think a lot of people are confused. There's millions of Korean people that are
live in
Chinese
China.
citizens and consider themselves Chinese.
They're ethnic,
but they speak Korean and they are ethnically Korean.
Yes.
So
they have Chinese nationality.
Yeah, I wouldn't get. And they're not dissidents. They're Chinese. I mean, they live in China and they're happy to be Chinese. We met a lot of them.
So when you have the opening of the USA Olympics here, you're gonna have an Egyptian.
That's fine.
An Egyptian
it's a
opening.
melting pot.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Listen, the 56 minorities all carried some crap.
Yeah.
One of them happens to be the Koreans because that's one of the minorities in China.
It is.
I just think people are barking up the wrong tree with that one.
I might agree with you.
It's a little
on that
pedantic.
one. I might agree with you. Yeah.
William
the kimchi's definitely cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so is the Korean clothes. I think that's absolutely a thing. But I mean, I think people are not realizing there's millions of Koreans that are in China.
Yeah,
and
up
they're
on the
not
border
expats.
of Korea.
Yeah, they're not expats.
You can find, like you said, that video where we made kimchi with them.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful people,
fantastic
by the way.
people.
Yeah.
William Pacheco supporting you guys for sharing the truth about rural CCP China. I hope more people watch. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Miss Dead Shark being one of the 5 people watching makes me feel special. This is going to be a meme, definitely, is that we only had like 3 viewers.
Sure.
C. Sandler, thank you very much. Contraband, please take my money and piss off the CCP. Cheers, guys.
Will do.
Glad I made it to the live stream. Thank you.
And thank you for joining us live.
Logo App says that's the most Australian thing I've ever heard.
Okay.
Andrew Lappensee, I don't know what you said, but thank you.
Yes.
Bipedal species, very general. Great show, hardly catch it. And have to watch it later. What's worse, China's or Scotland's proposed hate crime laws giving citizens 7 years prison? China does not have hate crime laws. I don't know where that's coming from.
No, that's the thing. You can be as hateful as you want. The only
In fact,
thing you
it's
can't,
better if you're hateful against another race.
You just cannot be hateful
China.
towards the CCP.
Yeah, that when I say it's better for your punishment. If you were racist against a Uyghur or a foreigner, for example, in China, you would get less of a punishment if you were beat up another Han Chinese person.
You can put up signs on your shop that say no foreigners allowed.
Yep, you can say no Japanese or dogs.
Yes,
they have
do.
those.
Yeah.
Logo app watching out. Chinese ox is back and muting you guys. Crap.
Okay.
User 55PK46, been watching for years. Thanks for sharing with us all. Happy to have you guys in the U.S. Not that we are a perfect country. We continue to do wrong too. We're just glad to have you. Thank you very much. We agree. Logo
Thank you.
app. And the MP who blocked me on Twitter was Mike Wallace of Ireland.
Okay.
Interesting. Oh, that was the MP that blocked him for criticizing the CCP. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
He was like the Mike Wallace of Ireland. Norman Fair, good news. I had heard that the head of the IOC is going to meet with Peng Shuai. Hope you haven't mocked it before you read this. Keep up the great work.
I mean, did you see
Good
what he
work,
said? They're not going to bring anything up unless she wants to.
Yeah. Why are you meeting with the Olympic Committee? Meet with the Women's Tennis Association.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, she's not going to want to talk about anything because she's not allowed to.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just such bullshit.
It is.
Enough.
Yeah.
Kevin Cleese, thank you very much.
That's incredibly generous. Thank you.
He says, words fail me, so sad.
Absolutely. And this is something that when I was still living in China, even during the early days when I was making a lot of positive content, I would hear about these. It would absolutely appall me, and I would, and I think that's what you do when you live in China is when you hear about these things and you know they're real, you kind of just push them aside. You don't want to acknowledge that they exist.
Yeah.
Because you can't believe that people would accept this and this kind of terrible behavior is actually allowed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jim Flagg says China paid a U.S. skier to ski for them.
Yeah.
That is
you're
my next
making a
video.
Yeah, it's your next
Currently
video.
working on it.
Yeah, it's
It'll
big.
be out on Monday, I think.
Yeah.
Tuesday, probably. Arctic Blue 248. In news, in Norway was a story about how foreign athletes was worried about becoming sick. Someone would come to take them away quickly.
Yeah, which is what
that's
happened.
what happened.
Yeah.
Rick Armstrong, money is short this time around, guys. It's gone to domestic causes like truckers' convoy protests here in Canada. Cheers, Rick.
Thank you. We still appreciate everything and all the support. Thank you so much, and good luck with the convoy thing.
Actually, I haven't even read about that yet.
I don't
it keeps
know what it's
popping
about.
up on headlines. People keep sending me stuff. I gotta.
But good luck with it. Whatever you're doing.
Get sassy. Word tanky. It comes from 50s, 60s when Western leftist politicians showed support for the USSR that invaded Hungary and Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, of course. And it's switched to the modern day. Basically, just means anyone who supports communism or socialism or
it's more authoritarianism.
Yeah, it's an authoritarian.
Yeah.
It's just people that fight basically call the West bad and call China good. Can be a tanky these days.
That's a tanky these days. Sneaky Jolteon.
And by that we mean the government. And,
Yes,
the actions of the government, not the country. Yeah.
Hey guys, I think that you have a good collection of sound bites now, but one is definitely missing. You got to understand China, which is bloody outrageous. We actually got a fairly clean version.
That's bloody outrageous.
But I can't find the video of him saying it now.
Yeah, I know. We lost it. It's kind of old. He probably paid like a PR firm to scrub it off the internet because it's so embarrassing.
Yeah. He doesn't make videos anymore.
No.
Rum Runner, mandatory bad joke. We always love your jokes. What do you call an incel who replaces his cheap fedora with an even cheaper beret? A tanky.
Nice.
Keep up the good work. ADV China Jayo. Thank you very much, Rum Runner. We love
it.
you. Imagine all the Wu-Maos as a raging soy jack meme. It makes me happy on cold winter days. Have a good one, lads. What is a raging soy jack?
I have no idea.
Let me look that up in case you guys always trick me in. That.
Oh, that's
that old bit.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, the Wu-Maos kind of look like that, don't they?
Sure.
Arcade Zeus Wachowski says, guess which European president is going to Beijing for the Olympic Games? Spoiler, it's the Polish one. What the hell is going on with Poland, by the way?
I don't know.
What happened?
Yeah, I really don't know.
Like, it was liberalizing. It's ex-Soviet. It's like, yeah, we want to be part of the EU. We're like, they're getting wealthy. You know, they're participating on the world stage, and bam, we love China. What the heck? No, I'm not talking about the citizens, the leadership, obviously.
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing, to be honest.
Belshazzar, the elite love China. They aren't stupid. They want the power that CCP has. I'm surprised that you all continue to think differently. Remember Epstein? The CCP story is their wet dream. Well, stay awesome.
Yeah, well, that's how it is, but it doesn't mean we can't point it out and hopefully bring about change.
And participate in a system and endorse a system that keeps leadership in check.
Yes.
Hoosier Hawk, the CCP is living in the fear of ADV podcast.
They are.
We'll live in the fear.
Love it. Marie Strip Matter, yes, the Olympics is a joke. It's the same as watching the Qatar Football World Cup. Disgusting. Logo app, Germany also used white doves in their opening ceremony in 1936. They did, didn't they? Wonder where they...
Man, the white doves thing is something China loves.
Jeez, they love that shit. All over propaganda.
On propaganda posters, you always have like 3 or so like white doves in a corner somewhere.
Near the hemorrhoid sickle.
Yeah, they love that shit. And remember that time they released a whole bunch of white doves for someone's wedding or something, and then all the locals were catching them to eat? Remember? Remember that? It's like they released 200 doves and they all got caught by the locals to eat.
Yeah, that was...
And then when they were questioning them, they were like, 这个好吃，知道吗?
I was so predictable.
Yeah, it was predictable.
Yeah.
I was kind of appalled. That's pretty early China stuff. I think it was 2007 or something.
You think that would happen again?
No, of course it would, but I remember when that came out.
Yeah.
Some rich person paid for like 200 doves to be released at their wedding proposal or something.
It's always lame anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Doing that.
But whatever. The thing is, like, within minutes, all of them had been snatched up to be eaten.
By the IEs, the lost generation.
Remember, we talk about there are no birds in China. It's true because they get eaten.
There's a lot of pigeons that are domesticated, and we actually think we had a hand in that because it's really played into like these stupid liars, these Western liars.
Or they go to the coast where there are seagulls flying in from a different country or from a reserve. They're not in the
We've had people have to go out because we made the no birds in China joke. Obviously, I don't have to explain this, but we mean compared to other countries, there's a hell of a lot less birds, and you usually don't see them in China.
You don't see them in the cities.
They're either captured or the massive cities and
the habitats are being destroyed,
the pollution. They're forced to migrate to other places where there's more wild
they're just
nature.
Eaten and caught.
And they're eaten and caught. So you see, I would say you see 5% of the birds that you would see in other countries.
Yeah.
Right?
If that.
So, but the people have really like just tried their damnedest.
They like wake up in the early morning and go to like
A park
sanctuary reserves
or a
where-
sanctuary
to find a bird.
They bring their camera gear and they're like, see,
Oh, so there are no birds,
There's no
huh?
birds. Why am I staying in this bird sanctuary?
At
But we
5
actually
a.m..
think we may have, you know how we got rid of the Gu Li sisters?
Yeah.
We actually make China change the propaganda. They've started this whole like bird conservation thing in Chongqing.
Yeah.
Actually, the I Chongqing thing that we've criticized so many times, and they're now doing all this bird propaganda. We think we might be saving birds' lives.
Absolutely, we've
because we
definitely
made them
kicked
lose
off
face.
change, yes.
Yeah,
They focus so much on trying to prove that there are birds in China now that they've actually had to go import them and stuff.
I think we did really good for the world. I do expect a fat paycheck from the Bird Association.
Yeah.
From the birds come together, we saved your lives.
Yeah.
and
Next
your
time you're
children.
migrating over here, come say hi.
drop something off. Yeah.
Don't drop something off.
Drop something nice off. Chalopia W.
Just wash my car.
Yeah. This is how ordinary Chinese are treated every day. I'm dumb to that. Speaking of the Olympics, a little birdie in China told me.
Okay.
Rum Runner, they really showed that reporter Chinese manners.
Oh, yes.
They certainly did. Logo app. Winston, how many languages are you fluent in?
I'll be honest with you, I'm fluent in one language, English, but I can speak a couple of other languages to a reasonable degree. Afrikaans, obviously, I learned it in school, so I'm pretty good at that. I can understand it more than I can speak it. I can speak a little bit of Japanese, and I can speak a little bit of Chinese.
I think people's definition of fluent sometimes annoys me. Not yours, not the person that sent the super chat. I'm saying some people, they're like, oh, he's fluent, and he like is some guy that speaks like 2 sentences.
Sure.
That's not fluent.
No.
Fluent means it's is almost as good as your native language.
Yes, if you're up to conversational level like we are in Chinese, you're a little better than me,
Sure.
especially these days. And reading and writing, that's conversational. That's not fluent. Fluent is when it's like your mother tongue, basically.
Yeah. I would say we have fluency,
Yeah.
but we are not 100% fluent.
Absolutely not, no.
Like I don't think we couldn't write a term paper on like biotechnology.
No, definitely
You know what
not.
I mean? Martin Schimmel, if the
We don't
USA
have to. Just
No, we don't have to.
Yeah, we don't have to do that.
If the USA is that great, why did anyone ever invent USB? I love that one. That's a good one. That's a Rum Runner level joke.
Yeah. it
Bjarni
is.
Christiansen, Cardi B really underestimates Nordic countries. Oh yeah, she
Yeah.
did that little bit about. She said the whole Nordic. What is the lyric?
It's like right in
I
the
want to
beginning.
point that out.
Yeah, I'll find it.
It was
while
kind
you
of a
read the next
diss.
one.
It
It's
was
like-
a diss to Scandinavia.
Yeah, they've had to make fake snow and stuff in Beijing because it doesn't have. Right?
Yeah, and sometimes it actually comes down black because
Yeah.
of all the coal pollution.
Of course.
Happened in when I was in Harbin one time. Legal Eagle. Thomas Bach is going to meet Kong Shuai.
Yeah, that's what he says.
I wanna build a snowman, doesn't have to be a snowman. I wanna ski in snowland. With my body's right at bobsleigh. There's just no time to waste. Come here to your wet play.
Where's that?
TikTok is just about the time. Snow current in the mountains and a lesson in your life. First thing first, try skiing as a starter. Then we do cross country as we play harder. They do freestyle in their ski. I do
this so
freestyle
much.
in my song. Now I know I don't need to play that winter game so long. Why don't you come during the Olympics in February? Why don't we have fun to keep all the maps necessary? Nothing can stop as we know they can.
There we go. Nothing can stop us. Even Nordic combined. So we're talking Iceland,
Wait.
Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Norway. All these countries combined can't even stop China. Why are they trying to stop you?
Yeah.
What is this? What is this?
I don't know.
Faroe Islands. I forgot you guys.
Because I guess the Nordic places are all snowbound, right? So they're all good at these snow sports.
Oh, so they're saying like,
This
fuck,
yeah,
fuck the Nordic countries. We're gonna win.
yeah,
And that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Cardi C just dissed all of Scandinavia.
terrible.
I don't like it.
No,
I don't like it. I
like how Japan's a Nordic country all of a sudden.
Are they in there? Oh, they just showed a bunch of flags.
Yeah, random
Malaysia and
flags.
China apparently as well.
Yeah.
Legal Eagle, we already read. Coding Head, did you guys hear about the German Navy chief who spoke about China and Russia and India and then was forced to quit his job once he went back to Germany?
No,
I
actually
did
not.
not hear about that.
No.
It's worth looking
We'll look into it.
Thank you. Rate Strip Matter, hi to all the Woomows. How does it feel to be pathetic?
Yeah, very good, very good.
I love that.
Yeah,
Jordan Thomas, are you planning something big for episode 100? Oh, you have no idea.
definitely are.
We'll figure something out.
But I have like just a rap episode or something.
Yeah, we'll do something good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't figured anything out
Open
yet.
up a bottle of champagne or something.
Something like that. That doesn't really benefit them at all. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we'll do it anyway.
Pour it into the camera.
Yeah. By the way, just a quick aside, everybody. You know, my Serpents at 8 channel is so close to hitting 1 million. Well, it's like 9,000 off.
Yeah.
If by chance you're not subscribed, please do me a favor. Just go over and subscribe. I'm
Yeah.
trying to push it over that level. You know, when I push it over that level, I'm going to have to make a celebratory video where it's going to be like, I'm going to light our darkest hour and burn away all the shills and stuff. It's going to be a fun thing. I'll put something together.
Nice.
It's going to be
You're not
cool.
going to actually set them on fire.
No.
It's
No.
impossible.
No, to burn them away. It just says in like, you know, hit a melt. I've been doing YouTube for what, 14 years or something, some ridiculous amount. I started in earnest in 2008, even though I'd done it before. You did it too, but I mean, I'm saying consecutively from 2008.
Yeah.
In 2008, when I started, up until now, how many years is that?
It's a lot.
What is it? Like,
It's a lot of
do
years.
the math.
It's
Come
like
on,
14,
do we really?
It's like 14 years.
Do we really have to pull out a calculator?
It's
here?
14 years.
It's 14 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. 14 freaking years of my life, okay? Please help me out. Go subscribe to Serpent
Yes.
ZA.
And then when he hits 1 million, we're going to have to do a big campaign for mine.
Yeah, you're catching up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And another thing that I meant to speak about earlier. Speaking about bad songs, thought we'd send you a good one.
Yeah.
When I was in Tokyo about 3 years ago, I met an underground metal band called Drag Down, and Aikoku, the lead singer, reached out to me to say that they've just released their first ever music video. And I would appreciate it if you go dig around in the description and you'll find the link if you go and say hi and maybe a little ADV podcast sent me.
Yeah.
That'd be really nice.
Yeah.
Show her a little bit of support. It's their first music video. They're very excited about it.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, it's in the description.
Yep.
Morenu Kadidi says, here's some demonetized money. Keep up the great work.
Oh, yes.
Great.
Jay Leo says, Matt, are you cheering for the Rams or the Bengals? I'm cheering for the Rams. I like the Rams. A lot of my family's from Ohio, so they're cheering for the Bengals. Then my mom found out that Matt Stafford, the Rams quarterback, so she's from Ohio, right?
Okay.
So she's like cheering for the Bengals, but then she found out that he's just like the Bengals quarterback, Burrows, he likes like designer clothing. But then she found out the Rams quarterback is like an open Christian with 4 children. So she's like, I'm a Rams fan now.
Okay, well, yeah,
that's very typical of my
That's
mother.
the best way to choose your team.
Yes,
the
is
religious affiliation.
If you are a deeply Catholic or Christian woman, choose your favorite team based on the religious status of the quarterback. That is how you choose. But yeah, I'm going for the Rams. Sam Findlay, I'm making shirts saying, where's Cardi C's vocal coach? And that is a niche ass shirt.
It is, but
Holy
I'd have
shit.
one.
I'd wear one of those.
Seriously, I'm not trying to be mean, but she can't sing. She can't hold a tune.
And that's fine, but don't be elevated to super status.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Can't wait to show you next week, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Can't wait.
JETS says, what flavor? Yeah.
What?
No, nothing.
Okay.
So what does Yu Liang say? It was 50 degrees 2 days and 4 inches of snow. Love PA weather. You gotta love it. Josh Jones, here's a round of beers.
It's been so cold around here that my Ring cameras stopped working outside. I went to like minus 27 or something the other night. I've never experienced anything in my life.
Yeah, because you have those ones up.
Yeah, I've got the ones on the pole
Yeah.
outside so we can see if anyone's coming in on the driveway.
Yeah.
In case any Wu Maos are coming down there.
Yeah.
So we can deploy the booby traps.
Yeah, all those booby traps. Yeah, those
Exactly.
wild monkeys.
Yeah, exactly.
The wild snow monkeys in the basement.
Yeah, that's right.
They're raring to rip apart some Wumaos.
Correct. Anyway, the fact of the matter is,
of their papers of the videos that they use to make of us in
I've
Minecraft.
I've just never ever like experienced that where actual technology stops working because it's cold.
Yeah, it's wild, eh?
Yeah. Now I know why antifreeze exists for cars too, by the way. I've always wondered, like, why is it called antifreeze? Well, you know, so it doesn't freeze.
Yeah.
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 So like in South Africa...
Can I read this? Like, I avoided it, but...
Yeah, you can.
Okay. J.E. I wasn't going to read this, but what flavor of Shaoxian Roe do you think the CCP eats the most? It's just a little dicey.
Yeah, well, I mean, Shaoxin Ro means those little fresh meat, those little...
Sissy boys, as the
yeah.
Chinese government calls them, not us.
Yeah.
Josh Jones, here's a round of beers, guys. Also, mainland China is so Karen.
Oh, yeah.
Very much so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Karen of a country. Logo app, not even worth watching since there's no NHL players. Bro, I know you're my cousin and I know you're Canadian, but they don't give a shit about hockey, dude. My whole family loves hockey. I
Don't
like
your
football.
brothers play hockey
They
and
do.
stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like football. World Traveler 232. According to Palki Sharma, the present conflict in Ukraine is a dry run to gauge how united the Western Front is before a real invasion to Taiwan. I would disagree with her.
Yeah, I would disagree. You know, I usually agree with her. She is the female Serpent's after all.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen
Or
Wyon?
you're the male Palki.
Yeah, that's right. I
Goes
suppose
both
you could
ways.
say that, yeah. No, I'm the male Serpent's She's the female Serpent's I think that's the way to go with it.
My mom's blowing up my phone right now. I
Oh,
don't think she hates when I make fun of her.
Yeah, well, you're not making fun.
I'm
it's
not.
all from a good
Mom,
place.
do you not like Christian people with lots of children? Because I'm pretty sure that's your favorite thing in the world. Logo app. Dr. Pepsi she's really just going ape shit.
I'm
right
sure.
now.
Just ignore it. Sorry, it's C-Milk's mom.
Logo app. Dr. Pepsi has a PhD in tasteology.
That's why he's a doctor.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Bjarnhal says, to me, this is worse than the 1936 Olympics. I'm reading temperatures because it's freezing. Back in the 30s, the rest of the world didn't know that much about what was going on in Germany. Now the rest of the world does know what China's full well up to, and that's the hypocrisy.
Correct.
They didn't know much back then.
Yeah.
Well, the fact Shenyang was the capital of China 7 years ago. 7 years ago?
No.
Oh, it's a separate sentence. 7 years ago, they removed the emperor status from the center of the city. I saw that prior to that, thankfully. They tore down a group of century-old buildings and built a tourist trap. I didn't eat crabs. Good. And that sucks. That was horrible.
Yeah.
It's really cool, actually. I like Shenyang. It's a really good city.
Yeah.
Jennifer, I hope you guys had a great Chinese New Year, and it's a different but good experience in PA. I also actively avoided all coverage of the Olympics, and
Good on you.
as you should, and I'm proud of you, and I hope the rest of you do the same.
Yeah, really.
JET, I think
You'll be able to pat yourself on the back, and if you're really jonesing for it, just wait until it's all over. You can watch reruns.
Well, yeah.
But download them or something off a pirated website.
Don't do that.
Just kidding.
It's in Minecraft. We would never. No, you don't.
No.
Absolutely.
No, don't do that. Don't mess with the Olympics.
Don't consume it.
Dude,
Don't consume it.
You know, when we've been making videos about the Olympics and we try to use footage from past Olympic games, even photos, we get nailed for copyright.
Yeah, it's
They're
absolutely
like
insane. You can't even use a
absolute
picture.
Copyright
I'm
Nazis.
having a bitch of a time right now because
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a freaking Olympic video.
They're so bad.
Dude, I did 8 renditions of my last Olympic video. 8 renditions where I had to take stuff out.
You know who's really bad at hitting you for copyright? Is
Who?
like Japanese music
Oh my
groups.
gosh. Holy
AMG
shit.
and what's that Sony music group and stuff. They will take your firstborn child if you use one of their clips.
It's insane.
Yeah, they're really
absolutely insane.
Yeah. Remember they arrested those YouTubers for making
They arrested them.
They made like a 10-minute synopsis of a movie, right? So they cut it up and said like, oh, this is how the story goes, and they got arrested and put in jail. They really are very much not happy with copyright infringement in Japan.
No.
I think Germany's kind of similar too.
Yes.
Have you noticed like half our videos, whenever they get like demonetized?
Dude, it's always Germany. It's like can't be
this
seen
is,
in Germany.
This is not viewable in Germany.
You know what's weird? One time I used a John Cena clip. I feel like I'm going to get copyright strike just for saying his freaking name. John Cena.
Yeah.
I used a clip where I like slowed it down.
Yeah.
I changed like the color and put it in a little fake window. And only played a little bit of it, of him just like speaking Chinese or whatever. And I got blocked in like Afghanistan.
Oh, weird.
In like some weird ass countries, right?
Yeah.
Not to say those countries are weird, but weird to see them pop up on these
like
copyright
random,
strikes.
yeah.
Yeah. It's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Logo app says People's Wagon acting sus again.
Yes. Volkswagen.
Yeah. J Bone says Coca-Cola is bad. Think of the pagan gods for Yule and Poxmust, Easter must.
Yeah. Okay.
Quentin Stein.
Okay.
Lost.
You know what's weird is Krampus.
Krampus is
scary.
Dude. Way to inspire kids to be good. Oh, Krampus is going to eat you.
Yeah, the German
a demon thing.
In Germany, they've got like a
hairy
very
demon.
bad, terrible Santa Claus, anti-Santa Claus or whatever.
Anti-Claus.
Anti-Claus, and if you're bad, he kidnaps and eats you. And
It's
if
like a
you're
hairy
good,
demon.
Santa Claus, well, their Santa Claus equivalent gives you fruit.
Yeah, fruit must have been rare as shit back then.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm willing to stand up to Krampus, a hairy beast that's going to eat me, so I can get a piece of fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the priorities in Germany.
Piece of fruit will get eaten. Okay.
Germany.
At that point, I'll be like, screw it, I'll just get eaten.
At this point, I'm glad my ancestors left Germany and came to the U.S. because we have Santa Claus.
Krampus may have followed you, though. Gotta watch out.
You never know.
Yeah.
Quentin Stafford, thank you very much. Sorry, I'm screwing up my tones.
Yeah.
Chinese government will just lose face, live in the front of foreign media themselves. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're absolutely correct. Winston PB says Winston have shoes. giving you a soft left foot. That's a deep joke.
Yeah, it's a very deep joke.
Give me your number says Dr. Pepper, 7-Up were their own company, but were distributed through Pepsi in some places and Coke in others. Oh, that's weird. On another note, Matt, don't forget to check out the band Will to Run if you haven't yet. I actually put them on my watch later list. Don't worry. Love from Florida. Stay awesome. Mr. Incognito 007, Putin and Xi to do a coordinated attack against Ukraine and Taiwan? No, I highly doubt it.
This has been going around a lot. We see the speculation. Look, at the end of the day, we can't really say for sure. But
no, but we're just not going to fearmonger because there hasn't been any evidence of that.
Yeah, exactly. So. We doubt it. So let's wait for something a little more concrete to come out.
Brazilian thanks Taiwanese for their help. Thank you very much. Timbo Splice. Can you guys speak to tech startup culture in China? 995, etc. Looks intense, but was also a fascinating Wild West gold rush aspect. They build and launch so quickly. Thank you both.
A lot of those tech startup things are fake.
Yeah.
And they're just money generation. Like, I've got friends in that whole industry, in the maker industry and stuff, and they have these like tech incubators that they set up, but it's actually just a front. They don't do anything in them. They just get paid money. They do.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at the next comment.
Oh, what's the next one?
Simon Scott. I can imagine an 80s TV show with Winston as a street vigilante roaming the city, dealing out justice to road ragers in his VW Golf. Bears are cool, which I do not endorse.
I didn't tell you this, but the color of that Golf was this puke green. But, you know, it was like a...
like that pea soup.
It was like a flat, but almost neon, but not. Like
I can feel that.
It's a gross color.
Cool.
And, you know, it's such a low-budget car that the interior of the doors have still got the green paint in them, you know, and it's got... Dude.
That's awesome. I would have one of those, just for a laugh.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
if you rolled around in the U.S. one of those, it'd be because if it was new and shiny,
got steel wheels.
Yeah, people would be like, "Damn, you know, how'd you keep it so nice?" Because they're used to seeing '80s ones.
Yeah, right? I suppose so, and because it's brand new.
Yeah, new one.
I'm gonna find out when South Africa stopped making them.
The City Golf, right?
Yeah.
Golden Age Flash. Add me to the ranks of those boycotting the CCP Olympics. Good job. The CCP's clumsy attempt to isolate the lady skeleton athlete were a global faux pas. Her winning medals will avenge her mistreatment. Agreed. And it's crazy that they actually ride down the snowy slope on a real skeleton.
Yeah.
You know.
By the way, 2009.
Wow. Yeah. So you could buy those old ass 80s Golfs.
You buy a brand new Generation 1 Mark 1 Golf in South Africa in 2009.
Hey, those don't have steel wheels. Look at that. Those hubcaps.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes, they are.
Reminds me of my old Geo Metro. 1.3. Yeah,
see?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, no, these are still.
No, those are.
Mine
those
didn't
are
have.
Nice.
Mine didn't have. No, this is like a deluxe version.
Oh, okay. Any 2 doors?
The police car.
You're not going to catch anyone with that.
No, you're not.
What is that piece of shit car behind it?
That's a Nissan Sentra.
Whoa, that looks way different than Nissan Sentras we have.
Yeah, look, there's an old Toyota Taz. I had one of those too.
That's that. The Toyota Taz, from what I can tell, is our 80s Corolla. But you guys kept... That's another example of a car that was kept being made in the 80s.
It's like brand new.
Yeah.
But it's got no air conditioning, no power steering, no electric windows.
Right. It basically is my Geo Metro. I had none of those things as well, and a 1.3 liter. How many horsepower, though? If we had raced our first... Because my first car was a Geo Metro 1.3. Yeah. I want to know who would have won.
I don't know. Let's take a 1998 Mark 1 Golf.
City Golf, right?
Yeah. City...
They're only 1.3, right?
No, I think it might have even been a 1.4. I think it was a 1.4.
Oh, 1.4.
Maybe.
I think you're going to kick my ass, dude.
A 1.3. No, there's a 1.3.
Oh, 1.3.
Yeah, 1.3
horsepower.
Horsepower, yeah.
Because mine had 68. We also need to find out the weight. So, well, that's a 1.8, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't want the 1.8.
Jeez Louise. Oh.
59 horsepower.
Okay, I had 68. Wow, that's bad. That's wicked bad.
It's really bad.
Because the Geo Metro is just a Suzuki Swift.
Yeah.
Right? 60, I would have kicked your ass.
Yeah, dude.
You wouldn't be able to cut me off in my,
yeah.
Geo Metro. I was embarrassed of that car.
Yeah.
That's slow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's because they used the old tech, right?
Yes, they didn't change it. It's carbureted, dude.
Yeah, mine is fuel injected.
Exactly.
So, yeah, makes sense. Wow.
Just saying.
That's crazy.
It's kind of like how Mexico kept building the Beetle until, the 90s or something, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Winston found me on Mines, asked if I was an imposter, and told me about your channel. I don't use it. What? I don't think Winston uses Mines, do you?
I signed up for it when it first came out.
Oh, okay.
Because, people are like, this is an alternative type thing. That happens a lot. They're like, get on. It. Yeah. I did sign up on Mines.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't ever do anything with it.
sent you a message on Instagram with a password.
No, that's someone else. Watch out, you're being phished or something. That's not me.
We don't use alt media.
No, that's not me, dude.
No.
Watch out. Don't send anyone passwords or anything, please.
Yeah, Dark Metals, thank you very much.
There are so many people that have impersonated me. They've made YouTube channels with the exact... Dude, it was so devastating. The Wumals, they created a channel that was exactly the same as mine. Same name, because you could do it for some reason. Maybe they put like a
back
blank...
then,
But yeah, and same avatar. And they would go in my own comment section and reply to people, but in like racist, horrible ways.
Yeah.
And it was devastating because people thought it was me.
Yeah.
And like those people were getting really hurt.
But they didn't realize you didn't have a check mark. You couldn't tell.
And it says next to it like 0 subscribers or whatever.
Yeah.
But because it looked like it was me replying on my own videos,
yeah,
it was really such a low.
I remember
thing
there was
to
a
do.
guy I met at a subscriber meetup in Shenzhen, and then later he sent me an email. I was like, I don't know why you would say that to me. I thought we were really bonded. Like, you seemed like a really cool guy. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then he showed me.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, that's not me. But it was still weird after that. He was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, dude, it's a fake account.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's much better now.
Yeah. Now that we're verified, they can't do that anymore.
Yeah. Lily Tang Williams was on Timcast telling her story about leaving China. She mentioned she goes back to visit family. How is that happening? That is a bit weird.
I mean, look,
if she's not a
Chinese
dissident.
people can go
Yeah,
back.
yeah. I just assumed that she was a dissident.
Oh, okay. But you still have to quarantine and all that stuff.
Yeah, sure. But a dissident wouldn't be.
No.
A big dissident wouldn't be going back.
No, unless she's using a false name. Maybe she goes to Macau or something, or Hong Kong or something. I don't know.
I don't know. There's probably a lot. Maybe she's not a dissident.
Or maybe not.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, true.
PB, do roided up pigs make beefy pork? They do. You son of a mother.
You'll find
son
it.
of my mother is me.
Is you.
Actually, believe it
Yeah.
or not. I Heaven C says, nobody watched the New Year Gala anymore except older poor people, which is a lot. But it's, by the way, it's kind of suspicious whether or not China has 1.4 billion population.
Of course, we
Yeah,
just
of
use that
course.
as a basic
Yeah.
metric. The thing is, that's not correct. I've been speaking to everybody who's been in China, and they've all been watching the New Year Gala. Even other expats, they put it on in the background. It's just, that's how it goes. It's always on.
Yeah, it's not that they're...
You visit
like,
your family.
wow, I love watching this. It's just something that's on.
Don't forget, the whole point of the Chinese New Year is to get together with family, right?
Yes.
So you go, and this happens. We always go to my my wife's grandmother's house, well, her uncle, where the grandmother lives. Everybody has this big family dinner together, and guess what? The New Year's Gala is on, so everybody gets to watch it, and that's what happens.
Sure, he's a Chinese guy.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, exactly. So the old people are watching it, but all the young people are there for the
They're
family
there.
dinner anyway,
They're
so they
there.
see it.
I understand what he's saying, though. No one's sitting down like, God damn, I can't
know.
wait to watch this.
Sure.
You know. Chirping Birdie, been watching you guys for years. Keep it strong, good fellows. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, and thank
Chirping
you for
Birdie.
your generosity.
Nerb Kniff, thank you
And
very
thank
much
you
as
for your
well.
generosity.
Love
Wow.
that. Interesting avatar you have.
Yeah.
Jedski 1200, Sea Milk Nice Aphex Twin shirt. The video feed is very jittery. Is that, or are you shaking the table? Because our video feed is definitely not very jittery.
You know, sometimes we have issues. You have to understand
though.
that it's kind of a two-man show here, so we don't have a team.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to running that,
we have a one-man computer.
Yeah, we've got a. I built a computer a couple of years ago for us to do this, and set it up in a very pikey way with no real expertise. Just kind of
Looks fine to me so far.
Yeah, it works.
Brian Watson, I'm going to go out and build a snowman. Have fun with No Man.
Yes.
Do it yourself
Yes.
and work hard. I don't speak Chinese. Have a great weekend and stay awesome. Thank you, Brian. Sword Girl and Sumo. That is an interesting name. Thank you. Oh, nice 8888, by the way. Thank you, Matthew, for liking my Survivor comics Instagram post when I quote you. Thank you for... Oh, you're welcome. Thank you both for your consistently awesome videos and humor. You are very
Absolute
welcome,
pleasure.
my friend. Free Speech Respecter. Was China humiliated when a small island called Japan kicked their butts back in the day? Are they still heard about that? Yeah. I mean, it's very horrific what Japan did.
But yeah, it was a very humiliating thing for China.
For sure.
Especially since they've always kind of treated Japan as this tiny little,
inferior
they call them
thing.
Shaoruben.
Yeah, Shaoruben Guizi.
Yeah, so
little
it's
Japanese
terrible.
ghosts.
It's kind of like if you're a big, huge man and you walk around as if you're like really strong, and then a tiny little infant comes and kicks your ass. What do you do?
Yeah,
it's not very nice.
No,
it's not good for your pride.
No. Little Liquid Metal Rob says, "Have fun with No Man" needs to be a soundbite. We'll consider that because that sounds like That's staying, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Cindy, I don't know what the context should be though. It's kind of like you tell someone do work hard yourself.
Yeah.
Like you got this.
Maybe.
Have fun with no man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
You don't need no man.
Yeah. You don't.
We don't need no man where we're going, right?
Maybe that's what they were going.
Maybe
for.
that's what it means. Cindy Chapman, thank you very much.
Thank you for your generosity.
Jackie AGD, thank you very much. Free Speech Respecter says, how will things change if Japan gets nuclear weapons and build up their military again? Will China live in the fear? Oh, geez, Louise.
We'll live in the fear.
That will change the entire dynamic. And it's something that I don't necessarily see happening, but if it did, the whole power structure in Asia would change overnight.
Yeah, because China's always holding that above everyone. Oh, we've got nuclear weapons we can attack.
It would make everything much dicier as well, though.
Oh, yeah.
Sino Xenon, HK based here, 15 years. My whole career is here, but I'm Australian. I'm worried, obviously, about all the changes. Do you think it's time to get out? Yes, all of our Hong Kong friends have left. Well, most of them. If not when, do it as soon as possible. It's just a matter of time that Hong Kong is just a de facto part of mainland China.
Depends on
if it isn't what you're doing.
It depends on your lifestyle and what you're willing to put up with.
People are falling victim. Innocent people are falling victim to things, unfortunately.
Sure. If you can put up with kind of being censored and the freedoms being taken away from you bit by bit, if it doesn't affect your life, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah. What if there's war over Taiwan, etc.? Reactor core turn Tong Soala into a samba.
Oh, yes.
Tong Soala.
I'm glad you guys remember that from last week.
Great tune.
Yeah.
Yellow Human says, my school is changing the term Chinese New Year to Lunar New Year. Thoughts?
Still factual.
Yeah, both are
You know, the Lunar Year...
I got so much shit because I said Happy Chinese New Year on my Instagram post. To me, it's Chinese New Year. I live in China. I love China. That's just how it is.
The Lunar New Year is celebrated by
Vietnam,
and Korea, various others. It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
But I'm gonna call it Chinese New Year.
Yes,
that's what it is to me.
Yeah,
I speak Chinese. I love China. That's my second
it's up to
home.
you. You could call it whatever you want. It's like Happy German Christmas with Krampus. You know what
if
I'm
you
saying?
want a shit Christmas, if you want to live in the fear, and you want to be under duress and get fruit, if you want to live, I feel like Germans are just really edgy. They're like, don't give me anything good.
Yeah,
I want to live on the edge and potentially get eaten by a hairy beast, and just give me a piece of fruit if I do well.
Exactly.
You know? If you want to have a happy German Christmas, you go do that.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying VB, Victoria Bitter, and not Foster's. Foster's is a fake. I've been told that a billion times by Australian people. They're like, you Americans just think we drink Foster's. No, we've been corrected enough by you Australians. Yeah. We get it. We know that Foster's is just some American
VB is pretty good.
Yeah.
I quite liked it.
He says, P.S. Your Aussie accent wasn't bad. Did you do an Aussie accent?
Yeah, a bad one.
Or
maybe it wasn't too bad. Who knows? Yeah.
Whew. Yeah. We go on about you in particular go on about Australia quite a bit.
It's because it's like, I guess it's the same way you'd go on about Canada.
Yeah, it makes sense. Doesn't that make sense?
Similar country, very similar way of life.
People with their low tier social economic status tend to hurt each other, and the CCP endorses it. Is that true? Or what is he talking about? In China?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Well, of course, dog bites a dog, right?
Yeah. Go yao go. Yi zui mao, right? That land is cursed, he says. Minako-san, thank you very much. The dude on Timcast. Oh, we already did that. Oh, in case you're filtering your inbox. No, I didn't get anything from that.
Thanks.
Thank
Take
you.
a look.
Grumpy Limey 444 for you to enjoy. That's kind of a douche move, my friend. Just
thanks.
Kind of, but kind of not.
Appreciate it either way.
But appreciate it either way. Pete Tran, do you guys hear about the guy who was hacked in North Korea and then he hacked them back? Did you see that? Oh, it's freaking hilarious. What if vigilante hackers went after the CCP 24/7? They could do a lot of damage.
That'd be so good. Yeah.
Really
Because China has like massive hacking. They have departments.
Did you see the FBI statement the other day? No. China's been declared the greatest threat because of vigilante hacking and stuff.
Yeah, it's not vigilante; it's state-sponsored.
It's state-sponsored, but it's also state-sponsored vigilante hacking. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
Yeah.
It's basically the state's like, here, we want you to break the law.
Yes.
We'll give you a massive budget. Here's your office.
If you do it and you get information, but you don't immediately give it to us, then you're in trouble.
Yes.
I like this name better. Always interesting, sometimes horrifying. Gentleman's Pattaya. I'm sorry last time if I offended. I had a good time in South Africa, but all the time I got warnings of places not to go, and I never felt safe, only in Durban.
Oh, dude, no, like, I'm sorry if I also sounded like a snap. That didn't. It's just, I understand. South Africa is a beautiful country, and if you go there for a holiday, you have a fantastic time, you walk away thinking this is great. What a nice country. What's everyone complaining about? But if you live there and you see the terrible things that happen on a daily basis to your friends and your family and everything, you change your mind. You know, that's the thing. You change your mind very quickly.
Makes sense.
And it's not things you hear about, it's things that actually happen to you personally and to your family. So, you know, that's the whole point, is that it's got the makings of being a great country, but it just cannot be. You know?
Yes.
It's kind of like Chernobyl. It's probably got some nice countryside and stuff, but you can't hang around there too long. You get irradiated.
Sure.
Yeah.
Chairman Meow, thank you very much. Banana Boat 30+. The oils are the best. The oils are the best. Just jumping in to tell you guys, what are you talking about? The oils? The oil of what? Pig oil?
I don't know. The oils are the best. I don't know what he's saying. We're probably saying one of those weird things like "Let's go, Brandon" or whatever that they made us say that time.
Oh, okay. AZ1, AZI, as an Arab woman, I applaud you for all you do, because so many Chinese women, slavery is not far from what I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
China is bigger, but the problem is wider. Keep up the good work. Love you both. Thank you very much.
And
Appreciate
thank you.
That. Sorry you had to go through that.
It's a tough one, you know, because there's so many things going on in the world which are terrible and that need attention, right? But, you know, the thing is, this is kind of our wheelhouse. We talk about China.
Because we understand it.
And we understand it because we've had experience, and we can really, really shine a spotlight on things and give our own take on it, which is a valid take.
Yeah.
If we started to talk about other countries, like everyone's like, what about this? What about that? It wouldn't mean anything.
No, it would mean less.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it would mean a lot less.
Yeah.
And we just hope we can help in general, really.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your generosity. That's amazing. Thank you.
Doc Slothington, good show tonight, fellas. I've awoken from my cringe coma, ready for the weekend.
Great.
Have a good one to both of you. See you in episode 95. Thank you very much,
thanks.
Doc.
Yeah.
Ari, they've already claimed Korean clothes before. A costume that they had at the opening ceremony and modernized touristy South Korea, not traditional. I gotcha. I see what you're saying. And that's a good clarification.
Yeah.
The dude, one more super chat. You should know that there are 4 other live YouTube channels I have are having issues with view counts. It's not
Okay,
you.
thank
It's
you.
us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Click run. I saw You Gotta Understand China on an episode of ADV. No, we have a clean sound clip now, but we don't have the video of it.
Yeah.
We need the video of it.
Yeah. We're trying to find it because it's hilarious.
If you saw the video, let me know where you found it.
Yeah.
Black Bar Zero is as the Germans provided significant support to the Republic of China before later aligning with Japan. How does the CCP feel about them? They don't talk about that part of history.
Yeah, no, but there's a lot of respect for Germany, especially, and I hate to say it, the Nazis are very well respected in China.
Yeah.
By a lot of people I spoke to anyway.
Yeah. Friendly reminder for the ADV documentaries are great. Yep, they're probably in the description.
Appreciate it.
Conquering Southern China, Conquering Northern China, and Stay Awesome China.
Yep.
Dylan Viennet. Hey, lads, did anyone notice that China ranks below Saudi Arabia when it comes to women's rights? Should put China's progressive facade to bed. That progressive facade needs to disappear.
It's just terrible, and you get these tankies, and they're so, I don't know how to, so naive. They're just so naive. They keep going on about like, oh, China's so great, really. They really care about the people. Look how they lifted everyone out of poverty. Guys, they put them in poverty in the first place. It's the same government that ordered the tanks on Tiananmen Square. It's the same government that's done all these horrible things to its own people. Famine, starvation, terrible things. It's the same government. They destroyed and put everyone in poverty. Then they with the help of the world, by the way, not themselves.
And the people working.
And the people, it's actually not the government, it's the people that they took the iron boot off of them for a minute and said, you can start to do business and whatever. And they raised themselves out of that hellhole that the CCP created for them in the first place. And everyone's like, what a great government.
The last time I checked, in order to claim that you've used social programs to raise people out of poverty, you have to have social programs in the first place.
Exactly. Oh, man, it's these people that just do not understand. Because even the ones that are in China and live in China do not understand what's going on because they live in a big city and they can't speak the language and they really do not get the nuances of what's going on. They do not understand.
Yeah.
They hang around with people that have money who are middle class or higher class. They don't understand.
Mitchell McCallum says, are you guys in close contact with your best friend J-Hole Nation? I did not say that, by the way. That's what it's written. Right. A.K.A. Matt of Nuance. He has been featured in CGTN lately. Or has he been featured in CGTN lately? No.
He's still kind of doing the propaganda stuff from time to time. I'm keeping an eye.
Okay. Ellen Steele, hi from Glasgow, Scotland. Keep up good work.
He's talking about Floppy Head Vegetable Lord, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, I got that. Yeah. I haven't checked that out in a while. Dylan Viennet, I think the main thing that I don't like about Xi is that he's so boring. He totally lacks the charisma of beep
of other dictators.
Of other dictators. Not that I endorse them either. Yeah, he is kind of like lazy looking.
Yeah.
Mitchell McCallum, are you guys? Oh, yeah.
He's lethargic.
He's like,
he is lethargic. When he makes his speeches, it's like he doesn't even raise his voice.
大家辛苦你们。
Yeah.
不好意思，我有一点困。
同志们好。
为什么我今天
have a
那
little
么
bit of
困
bluster, you know? Bring in the.
我今天吃的太多了包子，那种包子太好吃了。
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's him.
Alphabet. Is the average Taiwanese to choose, if the average Taiwanese were to choose Taiwan, prefer to be part of the PRC or Japanese Formosa? Definitely Japan, unfortunately, for China. Philip C. Cardi C is better than Dear Wang. She's probably more interesting, that's for sure. Just for the amount of amazing raps she puts out. Although Dear Wang, I feel is
Pig
a
Bay,
little,
dude.
Pig Bay, like that was obscure.
Make me irritate.
Yeah. Incredible stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
We got to like do a rap battle between the two of them.
I feel like Dear Wang is more talented in general.
Oh, I think she's got a better singing voice.
Way better singing voice.
Her eyes are too close together.
Yeah, that's neither here nor there. No one can control that.
Yeah.
Unless it's CG.
No, I mean, she uses those face filters, but
maybe it's that.
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't pick up on the eyes close together thing on that one.
Again.
I usually do notice stuff like that. I'll look again.
It bugs me. Just like Cardi C's chin's too
I'll
sharp.
open my Dear Wang folder.
Yeah.
I'll go to my shrine later.
Because that's what we do around here is we discriminate women based on their looks.
Apparently.
No, we don't,
It's
though.
a joke. It's a joke.
Absolute joke. Of course it's a joke.
A. Watson. I'm just waiting for someone to take that.
Sort of.
Imagine if someone took that out of context. You'd have to be pretty regarded.
Oh, it doesn't matter. People can do what they want. They can put supercuts of us together. It doesn't change anything.
This guy's name. Xiao GGP. Hey Watson, I love the look of the anchor when the Dutch reporter is pulled away. That was my favorite too. When the Dutch and she's like, yeah.
Yep. Yep. Kind of expected this.
You make a soundbite of her face. Maybe say the face of the Olympics. Yeah. Xiao GGP says the reason there are no birds in China is that this piece of shit Snap is because they don't have to conceal their surveillance technology as birds, like the US hashtag birds aren't real. That's very true. Shifty, German here. Christmas is exciting. The threat of violence makes the fruit sweeter. Remember not to suck your thumbs. The penalty is quite heavy. That's brilliant. Thank you for leaning into the joke.
I love German humor, by the way.
Yeah, it's very funny.
I watch this channel now. He like fixes old Porsches, and he fixes old Alfa Romeos and stuff. It's called Greasy Fingers.
Yeah,
tiny channel, but his humor is so good.
Funny, yeah.
He doesn't speak much, but when he does, it's always some ridiculous thing that he says, and I like it a lot.
I like it.
Yeah.
Come in for your soup. When's My Left Foot is an Irish film, by the way. What's the hate for the Ireland at the
is
moment?
Is it Irish? It just looks
no luck
brown.
at Irish for you. I'm very pro Ireland, by the way. That's all Winston.
Yeah.
You might find my hate in another country that I haven't really declared yet. Maybe there's something lingering in my soul, like your hatred for Ireland.
Do you have to let it linger?
Do you have to let it linger? Isn't that Irish?
It's cranberries, yeah.
They're Irish,
Yeah,
right?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
they
they
are.
are.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're on an Ireland hate binge.
You know, the chorus. There was a chorus. I remember they were really, really hot.
Go
back in the day.
on.
Like
go
when I was a
They
teenager.
were hot.
Yeah, the chorus.
They're like a bunch of Karens.
No, dude, not when I was young.
My mom. If my mom listened to the chorus, they had one song. How do you even remember that?
Oh, it's 2 R's.
How do you even remember that?
Because when I went to the UK in '95.
It's like old people music.
In '95, they weren't that old, dude.
No, it's old people music. I'm not saying they are old.
I gotcha.
My mom was listening to it, and she listened to that once. They had one song.
See, early commercial success was in 1990 to '94.
Oh wow! See, that's different. In America, they didn't hit mainstream until like early 2000s. I think.
Yeah, dude, that's like Kenny G level. You know, I wouldn't listen to that. But when I went to '95 to the UK, and I was hanging around with some Irish chicks.
Were you though?
I was.
You weren't discriminatory back then.
I'm not discriminatory now.
Okay, go ahead.
They were actually really cool.
Yeah, I love Irish people are hilarious.
Yeah, dude, it was hilarious. Like, oh, it's so bad. Like, there's this one.
Can you say this stuff?
I can say this. Okay. So there's this grouple of Irish chicks that me and a couple other.
I see the smirk and I think you're setting up some horrible Ireland joke.
Okay, so anyway, one of my friends, really skinny, good-looking guy, real skinny guy, and we're all hanging out, having a good time, and one of the Irish birds really like fancied him, but he didn't know this, right? Like he really liked one of them, and so this one, the one that fancied him was like, she was massive. Okay, she was huge. Like, okay, you know, and I wasn't used to that level of, you know, like not exactly 600-pound sisters big, but like big, like, you know what I mean? So anyway, the word gets out that one of the Irish chicks wants to have a snog, you know, so they say, I want to have a snog.
I hate that
word. It's a terrible word. Anyway,
that means kiss, by the way, to Americans.
To make out.
To make out. That's
it means to make out, right? So he's all excited because he thinks it's the one that he likes. So, you know, when I was like, what, 15?
So he liked the fat one?
No, he liked one of them.
Now I understand.
So now word gets out that one of the Irish birds wants to have a snog with my friend, right? So we set it up. We set it up so that it's like in a dark place, doesn't know, and we told him it's the one he likes.
This is evil. This is evil for every party involved.
Everybody was goading everyone on, right? The Irish birds were in on it too.
Were they?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as this
they were totally in it, like that big, the big bird. Okay, I'm gonna call it a big bird. She's actually super nice.
You literally just called her Big Bird.
Yeah. So the big bird.
I knew this was gonna turn dark.
Super. I mean, she was very cute. She was attractive, but she was big, right? Anyway, but he didn't.
He didn't like that.
He was into this particular one.
Some people are into that.
Yeah. So anyway. The big bird knew that she didn't like him, but she was.
Stop calling her Big Bird.
Okay, so sorry.
This isn't Sesame Street.
Yeah, okay, all right, sure.
Sesame Street, Dublin Alley.
Hefty Bird was like, she really wanted to have a snog with this guy.
Hefty Bird is worse.
Okay, so she knew that he didn't like her, but she didn't care. She just wanted to have a snog, right?
Yeah.
That was her thing. It's kind of like, she doesn't care, you know? She was one of those. I was blown away by the openness of the way people are there. And
in Ireland?
Yeah. She was like, she didn't care. It's not like her feelings are getting hurt.
I think they're pretty secure.
You know,
like,
she's like,
pretty funny.
I want to have a laugh, you know, have a snog and a laugh.
It's funny.
You know?
Yeah.
So anyway.
I like that, actually. That's cool.
So the girls and the guys all conspired. He was the only one who didn't know.
Oh, see, this is more funny now.
Yeah. So anyway, this is dark spot. And, you know, they meet in the dark and it's just like a couple hours later or whatever, it comes out and we're like, how was it? He's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Turns out when they stepped out of the shadows, the yellow feathers were illuminated.
Yeah, that was a fun thing.
He had a tasted beak that day.
Yeah, it was cool. No, I mean, it was fun. Yeah,
you would look kind of cagey, like before you were telling the story. I was like, this is gonna go real.
No, it wasn't a bad one.
Okay,
hey, I was 15 years old. Like,
that's
we're like teenagers. Dude, it's totally fine.
Dude, no big deal.
We got up to way worse than that.
Oh, don't even get me started on my.
Horribly drunk and trashed the place.
Holy crap! I'm not gonna ever tell stories when I was 15.
Anyway, so
I was safe.
I just want to say I've had experience hanging around Irish people.
Yeah,
we had great fun, and they were like showing us the cores. That's why I got into it.
See, no, you changed my mind about that because they didn't hit here until like 2002.
Right.
Yeah.
And so back then in '94 or whatever, they're all very good looking.
I'm sure they were. I was just surprised because they had one song for old ladies here.
Okay.
You know, no offense.
It's kind of like Shania Twain or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I got you.
Absolutely. So yeah.
Don't get it confused with Laura Branigan.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, never mind.
Okay. Is there some joke there?
No, there isn't.
Okay, it's another Ireland joke, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's got nothing
you
to
know
do
what the
with
biggest joke is? Ireland's laughing at the rest of the world is, I can't believe how wealthy that country is. It's the richest country in Europe.
But dude, seriously, like some of the nicest people ever.
Oh, Irish people
speak
are
that,
awesome. Hilarious.
That,
I love the accent, actually.
Gaelic.
I'll be honest with you, I find Ireland proper accent better than Northern Ireland. Okay. Both are nice, but like I think it's more like kind of sing-songy.
They were, it was very sing-songy. It's very.
It wasn't the British part, the Northern Ireland.
What? No,
okay.
It was Ireland.
Yeah, Ireland. That's the rich one that I'm talking about.
Irish people.
Irish people.
Not like inner Mongolians. You know what I mean?
They're still Mongolian.
So are the Northern Irish. You think they're not Irish? Be
Oh,
careful.
No,
They're gonna come here and sort you
I know
out.
about the Troubles quite well,
Okay,
dude.
good.
And there are plenty of people in Northern Ireland that consider themselves British, even when they have bright ass red hair. they think that they're that's the whole thing,
Yeah, it's a
right? But a
different
lot
story.
of them also think that they're Irish.
Anyway, now that we're all done with that, let's
We
move
are
on.
always walking in and treading hot water with Ireland, aren't we? But they always take it well.
Yeah,
they always
dude.
take it well.
You know, the Cranberry Zombie is
I
one of
am-
my favorite high school songs.
That's good.
Seriously.
That's good.
That was my first CD.
Nice.
I
feel like our first CDs keep changing.
No, actually, the first CD that I ever bought was the Alanis Morissette
Because we
Jagged
had this
Little Pill.
Jagged Little Pill. That was my first.
Mm.
Right. My mom's going to get mad now because I wasn't allowed to listen to that.
Oh, yeah. Because it had a swear word in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says the F word.
Yeah, she says that
which
once.
I've said probably 10 times this show.
Yeah.
I
That was the first
learned
CD
it
I
from
bought.
Elena.
Yeah, and then I traded some junk with some friend of mine for the Cranberries.
You guys were like bartering because it
Yeah,
was
dude.
so shit.
Yeah, it's totally right.
Have
Ne-
this
I never had
tape
money.
for
I always
this
had
wire.
to like bargain and
Give me a liter of water for this tape.
Taught me a lot. All this bartering stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, hard to watch the slave segment, but I'm glad you're bringing awareness. Thank you, Robert Lopez, and that's very nice of
appreciate
you.
the generosity.
Josh Jones, remind me, hey guys, doing this for, I don't even know what the hell, I'm reading words that aren't there. Tachi Banekiyoko and Chad tell me the name of the Living in the Fear phrase movie. Thanks. I don't remember.
We'll live in
What
the
was the name of the
fear.
movie?
Oh man, that was I can't remember now. We'll have to look it up again. I randomly came. Remember, it was something that sounded like Wolf Warriors, but it wasn't. It was like
We said it in
Wolf
the video.
Team.
Remember? Yeah, Wolf Team something.
Maybe
But-
something like that.
But listen, it was in that we said what it was in the first
Yeah,
episode.
the first
brought
time we
up
put it
so
in.
You're gonna have to skim through all the What's
Oops.
New It's all What's New. So
Yeah,
skim
it
through
was
those.
in a What's New, yeah.
Maybe 5-10 episodes ago.
Mm.
Nicholas Elliott, to what level the Chinese Communist Party has your criticism reached? All the way at the top. Any chance of your content has reached Ryan himself? Maybe not Ryan.
Probably not Ryan.
J-
Nobody
J-
tells him anything
No,
bad.
that's
They'll
that's
lose their
the thing,
heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krampus gives Mao's mangoes.
That's hilarious.
The Mao mango joke. Look up Mao's mango.
Oh yeah, if you
by
want
the
to go down a weird little rabbit hole, look up Mao's mangoes.
Definitely do it in your or don't look up or looks up.
Yeah,
You
looks
know?
up. Oh, we don't have looks up, do we?
It's okay. It's very out of context. It's hard to tell someone to looks up.
Yeah, it's very true.
Looks this up.
Yeah.
Holy shit! 3 hours says Black Halo 6. I thought I'd missed y'all. Watch the beginning later.
Thanks.
Banana Boat says Midnight Oils.
Oh.
Oh, here we go again. Frickin' enough with it. I'm gonna get shit from Australia. I love Australia, but enough with the freaking Vegemite. Not
Yeah.
Vegemite. What is that band?
Land
called?
Down Under.
Land
no,
Down
no,
Under.
that's not the name. It's
You
called
know what I mean. Enough
that
of that
song
shit.
from that
Jeez.
band.
And
Now they're
Midnight
gonna hate
Oil.
us for not knowing it. What's
Love
it
you,
called
Australia,
again?
though. But I can't deal with these
Oh.
songs anymore.
Let's see.
Eureka said, "Oh, Men at Work."
Oh, Men Without Hats. No, Men at Work.
Yeah,
not Men Without Hats. They did
That's
something
another
else.
band,
Yeah. Men at Work.
Eureka-san, they never say again, and yet here we are. They
Yes.
say never again, yeah. Kevin also Sinos, thank you very much. Liquid Metal Rob, have you considered changing your channel to Lawai4444 so that Wu Mao's trying to spam you will die immediately upon reading it? That's fascinating, but then I'm cursing myself.
Yes, we don't want that.
I avoid the number like the plague. J. Rod, Taiwan #1, agreed. Alpha Foxtrot, I love getting content straight from the source. But man, I've always loved Winston's brutal in-your-face honesty. No softening it based on who is listening, catching up on the podcast. But he's already spitting hot. You know it.
Thanks.
Doc Sluthington said, Hefty Bird must be enshrined in Yamcha history.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I think so. Yes.
Poor girl. She seems cool about it, though.
She's awesome. She sent me. We were pen pals after that. Sent me letters and stuff
That's
in
nice.
South Africa. Yeah.
Would she be okay with you calling her Hefty Bird?
Totally.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
chill with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, dude. Like you got to understand. Some people.
They're fine. I agree. I have friends like that.
You're just like. No, I mean,
Just
it
roll
doesn't
with
even matter. Like that's who you are. That's who you are, and
Yeah.
you embrace it.
Yeah.
And people love her. So that'll be cool.
Yeah. I embraced some very horrible nicknames. I
Dude,
used to-
she was so stoked that she got to have a snog with my friend.
because she loved to laugh.
And
right?
he was like, you know, he was basically taking advantage of the poor guy. It was like abuse. It's like
But
I don't want him, you know.
But it's just a kiss, and
of
it's
course.
it's a bro that was going after a snog, and he got the snog.
He got a snog.
You know,
Yeah.
from a girl of the same age. Right.
Yeah, true. You must be so disappointed.
Gee, Jim, Manhattan or New England clam chowder? Absolutely New England clam chowder. There's no competition at all.
I don't know.
Manhattan
I
clam
never eat
chowder is
clam
made
chowder.
with tomato soup.
Oh.
New England clam chowder is made with cream.
Tomato soup sounds better though.
creamy, delicious potato stew.
Well, what if it's a creamy tomato? You know, you get cream of tomato soup.
Manhattan clam chowder is it's basically a tomato stew with clams in it. It's
Right.
it's good, but New England, you do like cream.
You keep going on about this.
We're gonna cut this off.
Yeah, I think it's yeah,
we're done.
Cool. Is
Farewell,
that it?
guys. Yeah, that's it.
Somebody asked about...
sorry. Can you talk about gutter oil? It's crazy. Whole videos on that.
I have video on that. It's very old. If you
Just
want,
search gutter oil.
Yeah,
on
gutter oil.
YouTube,
You'll see.
find it.
We've got it. Yeah. Wow, guys, it's been a long one. We appreciate it. We appreciate you being a part of this conversation. It has been an important one. Sorry it was so heavy in the main segment, but we have to talk about these things. Now you know about it. And hopefully the more light that's shone on this, because this is how China works. If the Chinese government is embarrassed about something, if people start talking about it too much, they change. But if you don't point it out, if they don't lose face, they will never, ever change. Look at what happened with the Olympian who got stuck in a weird isolation place somewhere.
Yeah.
She made this big crying thing, and immediately, within minutes basically,
Because it's bad press.
yeah, they came and took her to the Olympic Village, which is where they said they were going to take her in the first place.
We've had propaganda removed because we pointed out.
Yeah. So thank you for being a part of this. We can't wait to see you next time. And until then, you know the drill. As always, stay awesome. I won't cut myself off. I haven't been doing it, right?
No, it's been
on time.
flawless,
been
actually. I don't
Let's
think you've
try it
ever
again.
done that.
No, never. 5, 4,